What up, what up, what up, what up? Beast Coast growing Frosty McNasty back at you with another one. Yeah, I
What's
know
up?
the yeah, say
What's
what's up, Frosty.
all good, man? Just getting these orders ready to go out tomorrow. It's
Oh
been
yeah,
been good. No complaints over here. What about you?
that's what I like to hear. Same old working, getting ready to harvest this room so I could get on to the next one because this year gonna be the best year.
That's how I'm feeling too, man. I just want to say you inspire me though. That 35-day thing, I'm building out. I'm building out something right now just to do that. I got two 11 by 11 rooms side by side
Mm.
and an 8 by 8 bedroom. And it's just for that every 35 days. I'm just going to keep pumping and pumping. So I appreciate your effort. You already put the effort in to get my numbers right. Cause I'm like, damn, when do I take the clones and do I got to wait? And if you could real quick, can you tell me like how to start it off?
What I did is I started out with a massive amount of clones, way more than what I needed to. So I
Are they
loaded
all on
one.
the same? I'm sorry. They were all on the same schedule.
Yeah, I took them all at the same time. So actually, one room winded up with bigger plants than the other room, but
Okay.
it was a start. So, but once I got it started, I can keep everything even afterwards. And with the leftovers, I usually left over what I wanted to mother out, and then that way you could just load the rooms with what you want to afterwards. You'll never not have enough clones.
So so you just started with a lot of them,
Yep,
and then you put them in one room.
yep. Flipped
You
it 35 days after that. Loaded up the
waited
other room.
35 days, and then the other ones were hella big though, huh?
Well, I cut them back. So,
So that's
but they,
cool.
yeah, they would have
Then
been
you
big.
got them all, and then you got them all with hella tops and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So the room you loaded up second is gonna be a monster, and then after that, you good because you could take clones from room one before you get ready to flip that one when you first load them in, and those ones will be the ones that'll replace room one after. Then when you put room two in, take clones from room two. That'll replace room two afterwards. So each cycle will get to veg 20 to 35 days,
Okay,
and if you got enough of them, you could just load them in and you good to go.
okay, okay.
That's that's how I did it.
So that pretty much leads us into another topic.
Oh,
Um, how many plants per light?
yep, that's the topic of the day. How many plants per light? Do you want to give a few more people some time to come in?
Yeah, go ahead. You could do whatever you got to do. I'm just sitting here playing with the orders. What's up, Gino? What's up, Brooklyn in the chat? How y'all doing? Hope all is well.
I didn't have nobody, had to get it on my own. I had to hustle hard, had to keep me in my zone. Whole life popping fast, cause I always keep it strong. Get it in by the double, and I gotta move it all. Work day, work night, so my family standing tall. Money everywhere I'm going, and I said I want it all. I'm standing on the court, so you know I'm finna ball. Money everywhere I'm going, and I said I want it all. A big bang roll, I got to come and get it. I'm staying 10 toes, so you know I'm about to win it. I don't care about my phones, I'm just in the counting digits. Got a whole lot of life, so you know I'm about to live it. I just wanna ice out my body, keep wifey on trippy. All paint the town blue as we fuck up this city. I know it's some haters that's still out to get me, so I made this strap come to get me. I didn't have nobody, had to get it on my own. I couldn't wait forever, so I had to set a tone. Always smoking on the gas just to keep me in my zone. Only worry about the stash that I'm keeping in my home. I'm just trying to see if I could stack it way higher than I ever would have thought, and I could keep the money flowing. I'm just trying to see if I could pack up and I'm flying to wherever. It don't matter, I'm just living in the moment. A big bankroll, you know I'm about to get it. I always had to hustle anything to make a living. Before I ever had a phone, I was trapping in the city. You should hear about the struggle, so you ever try to mimic. A whole lot of stripes I done earned from the block I was pitching. Stay focused on cash, never focused on women. A whole lot of cap I lay cook in the kitchen. The real know the fake still gonna listen. I wasn't really focused on the cash and the cars and the homes, cause I didn't have nobody, had to get it on my own. I had to step it up, yeah, I had to set a tone for the youngest that was coming. I just gotta let them know they're hating on you now, but they love you when you go home. Tell you focus on your family and be the rest alone. You're gonna help somebody, better do it from the soul, cause I seen too many tragedies, I'm trying to break the mold. Let's go. Ain't nobody got your back, and I know go. Anywhere the money going, I go. Ain't nobody about to copy my flow. Had to get it on my own, and I know a whole lot of haters want to see me way down in the trenches, but I gotta let them know. Ain't nobody about to stop me, even if you want to copy. I done did it on my own, so I know. I didn't have nobody, had to get it on my own. I had to hustle hard, had to keep me in my zone. All right. Gave everybody a little bit more time to jump in.
Yeah, dope song too.
Oh, good looking, man. Yep, that one's gonna be coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim putting the finishing touches on it.
Yes, sir.
Man, my fucking studio is still in the shed, man.
You gotta unpack that thing.
I gotta find space, man. It seemed like I'd rather just keep filling up spaces with plants.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I gotta put some space there. In my soul, though, man. You know how music is like. You gotta get a couple songs out every once in a while. Just get it out of the system.
It's therapy too, man. Everything you've been going through, you just wind up putting into a couple of songs, and then once it's out, it's out.
It's done.
Yeah.
I remember I had a bad episode at my mom's house, and then I made a song about her, my brother, my sister, because everybody was there. And this song is like one of my favorite songs because it shows so much pain and it's frustration in it. You know what I mean? But it's like they cannot stand that song. They can't stand it, man. People do not like being talked about, I swear.
Hey, you got to accept the criticism. That's how I feel.
They got to take it, man.
Yeah, especially when it's true.
It's dead on true. Okay?
Yeah, the truth hurts sometimes.
Yeah, but it'll make them better if they fucking listen to it. They be like, nah, you talking about me? I'm gone.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. Like, is what I'm saying
take
true?
the time and listen. Yeah, you see where I'm coming from.
Exactly. Okay, so today's subject is going to be how many plants per light? It's a kind of difficult question.
This is let me just start off by saying,
let's go.
Everybody in there in the chat, this is a unanswerable question.
Of course.
So we'll just go through the plant counts and the gallons of it, and it's the reasons why you should have those sizes with those gallons of pots.
Yep.
How about that?
Yes, and it's going to be a lot of factors that play a role in it. That's the main reason that there's no way to actually answer this.
Most growers are growing from home, right?
Yep.
And they let's say 4x4 tent.
Okay.
That's like your main start, right? It's usually I see 2x2s, but your happy start is a 4x4 if that's your options to go, right?
Yep.
So we got 4x4 light. And what light we using? You know, we love HLG, so let's throw a 550 in there.
Yep.
Now, if you have 1 gallon, okay, I'm gonna come from 1 gallon in soil. I'm gonna use 16 plants.
Okay.
That's a lot of plants, but my speed of like veg maybe won't be that fast as cocoa would be. So I'm kind of like taking time to get it to where at least about 4 or 6 tops, because you in 1 gallons, you don't want to overcrowd the space, right?
Yeah. You want to be able to at least let it breathe a little.
Yeah, especially with 16 plants.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of plants in a 4x4, but I did it before, and it's like it's kind of stretching it. It's kind of stretching. I think the 16 plants work better like on a table in a room.
Definite. 12 is kind of a sweet spot in a 4x4.
You say 12, okay.
It depends on what kind of system you're running in. Yep.
See, all these things matter. So this is what I got down. I got 1 gallon, 12 to 16 plants. 2 gallons, I'll go 9 plants. Yep. 3 gallons, I'll go 6 plants. And I don't really see a reason to do 5 gallons in a tent unless you're doing like 1 5-gallon and really just want to like get the most out of that 1 plant.
Yeah, scrog it out real big, high grow hybrid style and do it like that. But then you're still gonna run into issues with watering in a situation like that. Those roots are gonna fill all of that dirt and
Well, you gotta flip it at the right time, you know?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like with soil, I know how to flip it and shit, but that cocoa, I'm a failure at that. But with soil, after you transplant, you get about 2 weeks, you can go ahead and flip it after that. Like 10 days. Let it dry out.
If you keep them watered right.
Get those dry backs.
Yeah.
You
Because
should
if
get
you overwater them, the roots are gonna start dying. They ain't gonna fill the pot correctly, and they won't be ready for flower.
That's what happened to me with the cocoa room. That's exactly what happened.
Overwatered.
I looked at all the roots and there was no root balls in there.
Yeah, overwatered.
Overwatered, man. Classic.
Yeah,
Should have stayed
and so
at
that
1 gallons or 2 gallons. But now I know, and I'm kind of feeling like, damn, I kind of want to try it out again now, but I don't want to do a whole room yet. So I'm gonna work on the tent. I'm gonna do another tent, another 4x4 in cocoa and try it again.
yep,
And I'm
and
gonna
that
use 1
ends the
gallon.
myth. That ends the myth right there that you can't overwater in cocoa. I've been telling people for the longest, yes, you can. I've done it plenty of times.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So so you in this tent, right? You got 4x4 space.
Yep.
I like the 9 plants, 2 gallons.
9 plants, 2-gallon pots.
Yeah.
That sounds like a beautiful setup. Easy to manage, won't dry back too quickly, but still dries back in a decent amount of time. So you can do the more frequent waterings. That sounds perfect.
Yep. And
Even in cocoa, that I would still like that setup. I don't think it would matter.
really?
Hmm.
In the 4x4?
Yeah.
Damn, that seemed like the 2 gallons to get like the plant to get too big, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, you might have to flip it faster than you would in soil because they're gonna veg a little bit faster.
And I heard with cocoa they kind of spread out more too, don't they?
Well, it's easier to move through the medium.
So like the do the branches like spread sideways, or is that still strain
Strain
dependent?
strain dependent, yeah, strain dependent.
Okay.
But
Good
yeah,
thing.
I think the same thing in the other system will work just fine.
And what other system?
In the soil or the cocoa.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
It'll,
2-gallon pots, 9 plants. You can't be HLG 550. Throw a net in there, then you good to go. Because even if you got a hand water, it's only a 4x4 tent. You could still reach in there and
you can
take care of
manage it.
business.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can manage it. Now, see these plant things, these how many per lights start getting confusing because a lot of people are watching big facilities grow in Rockwool, and
Exactly.
they're putting like 25 on that 4x4. You
Now
know
in the tent, you're running into dangerous territory.
exactly.
You're running
It's
into
a lot of
dangerous territory because that transpiration that's gonna happen inside that tent is gonna be crazy. Unless it's in a spot where you can leave like the one of the doors open, one of the tent things open. But man, you pushing it.
you're really pushing it because that shit starts sweating so fast.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna need that on the table if it's rock wool because it's gonna have to get watered often. So you're gonna also now you lost some height as well.
Yeah, you could probably put a tray in there, like
Mhm.
a outer diameter, maybe 3x3 tray. You could try the 4x4, but I doubt it's going to fit inside a 4x4 tent.
Yeah.
But see, that's just tents. So these plants count as just for tents. We'll move on to the rooms in a minute. But
Hmm.
just for a tent, you got to be careful too because the humidity. Like I got a dehumidifier in my 4x4 tent. I had to put it in there, so that's taking up space right there. I had to put a heater in there. That's taking up space.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? So it's kind of tough putting a lot of plants in a 4x4
So you
unless
think the like a 2 or 3 gallon method would be the best because of the other stuff that you might have to put in there as well?
see, I don't know. I really, it's really hard to tell. I'm just giving out like different scenarios that could happen inside a tent
Hmm.
because a lot of times, say right now I'm in a space where if I vent it out and I sucked all my humidity out, also with that humidity is heat going out too.
Oh yeah. And when you're running LEDs, you can't afford to get rid of no heat.
So now I'm kind of lowering the temperature, which naturally raises the humidity. So it's like, what kind of battle am I fighting right now? You
Yep.
see what I mean?
Yep.
Now I'm kind of in a weird position. So it's like that plant count matters unless you're doing a lot of deleafing, which I don't do that much. But with a 4x4, you could definitely do a little easier. But safe spot for a tent under one light, I would go 9 2 gallon pots.
Yeah, me too. That sounds perfect. Because pushing it to 16 means that you got everything else under control and you don't need any other type of equipment to handle the environment in the tent with you.
Yeah.
That's assuming you got the entire floor space of that 4x4 to use.
Yep. Now say let's use me for example. I got 8 lights in
Hmm.
an 11 and a half by 22 and a half room.
Mm.
8 lights. So they're spread out. So each light doesn't have its own 4x4 footprint, even though that's not the question. The question is how many plants under a light.
Mm-hmm.
So in this instance, I like to run 5-gallon pots because that's what I'm used to. So my
Okay.
5-gallon pots, I'm having like six to seven under each light. That's what the average is. Like six
Okay.
to 7.5 under each light.
Okay. And 5-gallon pots of soil.
Yeah, I hate saying soil because it's not dirt. It's just fucking peat moss, cocoa, and perlite.
So almost like a pro mix.
Yeah, I never used Pro Mix, so I really don't know, but a lot of people said that's what Pro Mix is. So I guess
That's
so.
exactly what pro mix is.
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear.
Oh no, what you say?
Yeah, that's exactly what pro mix is.
That's what Pro Mix is?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
there's a cocoa pro mix and there's a cocoa pro mix and then there's another one.
Okay.
So there's one that doesn't have as much cocoa and then there's the high cocoa one.
Okay. Yeah, because this is a lot of cocoa, and it's like it's just like cocoa with perlite to me and a little food, you know. So I don't really want to call it soil, but I don't know the correct term.
Yeah, they have a name for that too. I don't know. I would just call it like a pro mix. It's a mixture of peat and cocoa. Pretty much pro mix.
Okay.
Soilless. There we go.
Soil,
Soilless.
soilless, yeah. Soilless
That's
meat.
the name of it. There we go.
Cool. Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm
Now,
a soilless. So I'm running 5-gallon pots. Yeah, and under each light is about 6 to 7 plants.
okay.
And
See, when I did soilless, I had the same method. I did 5-gallon pots, pro mix. I did 5-gallon pots and they worked out great.
yeah,
They
but
worked out perfect.
different medias require different things. So what are you looking like under one light?
12 plants under one light and each 4x4 and under each light. Each light covers like a 4x4, 5x5, but 12 plants, 3 rows of 4,
3 rows of 4,
1-gallon pots.
1-gallon pots.
Yep.
So the plant count totally is up to the grower's discretion under how many. Oh, another thing. Hold on. Before I get to that, plants will spread out to use up the space that's not there from another plant.
Yep.
So we have to remember that also. That's why I said in a 4x4 in a tent, I'm going to flip them when they're like a foot tall and a little bushy. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I'm not letting them get as big as I am in my room. In my room, I'm waiting till they're about 4 feet, then I'm flipping.
Yep.
You know, so you got to think about it like that, because right now I'm cramped in there. It's 60 plants in there. I liked it a lot better when it was 48. I can get everywhere around there, and I might get the same yield. I'm about to find out in about 2 weeks what the yield is, and then we can really see is it more. Is it more yield doing more plants, or is it more yield doing less plants and then having airflow around them and space, side lighting to come to get those buds that they can't see if everything was packed in there. So
Okay.
that's another factor to think about when you're thinking about per light.
Yep. And per light, it also to me depends on how long I want to veg them. Like, because in a 5-gallon pot, I'm going to want to fill that 5-gallon pot with roots. I may have to veg that a little longer than I will a 1-gallon pot.
Yeah, that 5-gallon is going to be honestly about 6-week veg.
And are you scrogging? Plant count will also depend on if you're scrogging and how you're scrogging. Some people just use the trellis to kind of hold the plants up. Some people actually weave a branch through every single square in the trellis and then let it go.
Yeah. What do
But
you
then,
feel about that though? Do you feel like if you weaving it through, right, to
mhm,
get it all through all the squares, everything that's under that trellis is a lost cause, basically, right?
it all gets lollipopped, and that's why you don't veg as long, because you'll literally see how much time you wasted on the plants, because it'll have long ass legs with the same amount of canopy space on the top that you would have had no matter what. So if you got 2.5 feet of canopy on the top but 4 feet of stick on the bottom, you wasted a whole lot of time vegging when you could have just used more plants and got the same results.
Yeah,
That's what it came down to for me.
that's where I'm fighting myself at, because I'm looking at how it is, how the trellis is, and I don't want to weave it through. I just kind of want them to grow into it. Like say I got 16 tops, I want to
Hmm.
spread the squares out to be like I'm taking up 32 squares with space, but I'm only got
Okay.
16 tops going through. You know, just kind of evening it out and let them grow straight up.
Yep.
I don't want to weave them because I notice whenever I do trellis, nothing at the bottom is just nothing, man. You don't get no
Unless
concentration like that.
you got to do a heavy leaf strip.
That's the key. The
You
leaf
got to
strip.
do you got to do a heavy leaf strip in order if you're doing that kind of method. Lollipop everything from the first net down.
Yeah.
It won't even be worth it. I'd rather have more airflow through that than to have those buds or leaves or anything that can one cause problems or
Yeah.
two just not be nothing.
And it's just a waste of time.
Yep.
It's a waste of time having that shit down there. And it's causing more humidity
Yep.
and everything. So that's another factor to think of. Is you trellising or is you staking up? I
Yep.
personally like stakes, but when you got a lot of tops on your plant, it's going to be difficult to find room for all them damn stakes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. The reason I never use stakes is because I don't know why I never use stakes. I don't know. They're just not as available in my area, I guess.
Oh, the stakes, like bamboo stakes?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Where would they normally have those? Like a Lowe's or something?
They will have them at any garden center. They'll probably just be green. There'll probably be those green stakes. The
Okay.
bamboo
Yeah.
stakes are mostly like hydroponic stores.
Yeah, you know what it is? I learned with trellis. So when I
Yeah,
first
there you go.
yeah, I started off with trellis. So that's the main reason it's my go-to. Is because it's how I started off. So I'm always thinking less plants, trellis them out, spread them, flip them, boom, good. On to the next one.
Yeah, that makes hella sense. So that's what the plant count is like. It depends on how you want your room to be. Do you want room around them, or do you don't want no room around them? Because you could damn sure pack some shit in if you want to.
Oh yeah.
I
You
seen
can see
some.
that with the Rockwell growers.
You could do one node, not one node, but just like Christmas tree style.
Yep.
Don't top it ever and just let it grow one big cola or whatever. But you got to know your strain. If your strain don't produce colas, then you're gonna bite yourself in the ass with that one.
And yeah, I never liked that method of just letting them grow. Like
I
I
never did
never
it in
did
my
the
life.
yeah, I never did the 1 week and flip or the do 100 plants and veg them for a week and then flip them. I never did none of those methods.
I would like to see it, but I don't want to try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to see
first
somebody
off,
do it, like put them on there and wait till they get about 10, 12 inches and then just flip it with hella plants on there. That'd be something to see, but I doubt they would. I don't know, man. I don't
there'd be
know.
a lot of nice tops at the end of it for sure. Because
Yeah,
everything would just be a top. But how
oh,
many of those do I need?
yeah.
What
I,
size pot would I would that's a rock wool method right there.
that would
If you're
definitely
gonna do
be a rock wool or a cocoa method.
yeah, yeah. I don't even know what size pots of cocoa you would use. You'd have to use some really small pots.
Probably those little squares, like those 6-inch squares.
Yeah, yep. The ones people
I think,
normally transplant
I
their
think
clones into.
Floraflex got some shit like that. Small ass squares
Oh, okay.
with the cocoa in it. No, they got
Floorflex is for the people who want to flip a whole lot of plants quickly and go.
definitely,
Yep.
definitely. Want to buy everything and want to
Yeah.
just spend all the money in the world for that run and do
Yep.
it again.
Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully recoup on it. Yeah,
I
that's what I never liked about Rockwool.
like Floraflex though. They got a lot of shit that match with each other, and they got a good thing going on.
Oh yeah. If you
But
got one of their systems, it's there.
it should work great. It should work great.
What?
I never tried Rockwool either, so I don't know about that.
I tried to clone in Rockwool before.
I don't like that either.
Me neither.
Yeah.
They never rooted like the rapid rooters do. What do you root in? Oh,
Arrow
you
clone.
got the arrow cloner. Yep. Yep. What
Yeah.
kind of temps do you need for the arrow cloners?
I keep that room at 77.
Okay.
That's my mom's in there, my baby's in there, everything just in there at 77, 78.
Okay. I always thought you needed super cold temperatures in order for that to work.
No, not at all, man. I had that the water got too cold one day and killed all the clones.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you want to be at least 72. I don't know what people be talking about these low ass temperatures and shit. I don't
Because I
understand.
know you heard what I heard that most people say you got to have it really cold and they like it. It's more oxygen in the water and
I
they
think
root
that's for
faster.
I think that's for plants with roots already.
Okay, so you could start to drop it once they begin rooting.
Yeah, and that's just the water is cold. So like in my cloner, I can't make the water cold or hot. I just got to keep the room a certain temperature. You see
Yep.
what I mean?
I know
And
some people who even had like mini chillers for theirs. I'm like, what?
for cloning,
Yeah.
that's doing too much.
Yeah, I seen it. And that's what always turned me away from it. I'm like, man, I normally run warm temperatures in veg, so I'm gonna run into some root rot.
Yeah, man, I don't know about that. Um, let's get back to the what's the name though?
Yeah.
What is Mike
Plants per
Ross?
life.
Mike
And
Ross is,
something else. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah, something else that got to do with plants per light is where you live, because people like Wolverine, I think he would grow more plants if he had that option. Like I don't think he would use 10-gallon pots if it was optional. I think he would use more plants, less veg time. But because of the area he lives in, they got plant count limitations. Just like Grandmaster level, they have plant count limitations. You can only grow so many plants.
And this is just me speaking here.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that really listen to the government talking about plant count when they indoors, I applaud you.
Me too.
I applaud you for your resolve, man. You're a wonderful person.
Yes.
That's very hard to do.
Yeah.
Very hard to do. So it
Because
looks
they'll
great.
tell you 12 plants per person or something. Like, what?
Those 10-gallon pots he doing in cocoa was like they monster of a plant, man. They monsters, man.
Oh, yeah.
But I would have started another run and been halfway done with it by the time
I
that
got
one.
a 42-day veg in. Like, they veg 42 days.
Well, maybe the yield, like you said, the yield is there. So that could take up for some of that lost time.
Yeah.
You know, I am going to try something, though. I'm going to try the 16. I was looking at his questions and answers on his Instagram page, and it
Yeah.
said something about how many plants or how many room, like how big the room and how many lights or whatever. And he said do 16 plants in a 10 by 10 in 5 to 7 gallon pots.
16 plants in a 10 by 10 with 5 to 7 gallon pots of cocoa.
Yeah.
That's,
I could see it being a monsters, though.
I could too. I just never like bigger pots in cocoa don't make sense to me. It's almost like using gigantic rock wool blocks.
You know, I don't want to be wrong. He might have said soil. He might have said something else.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he runs cocoa, right?
He runs cocoa. So that's why I just assumed it was cocoa.
Yeah, me too. It's just big pots of cocoa just always seem like a, I don't know, because I think in a 5-gallon pot, you could do the same thing you could do in a 10-gallon pot of cocoa.
Yeah, you can, because that's what everybody was saying. Like they grow monsters in 2
And
gallon.
5s. Yeah, and 2s and 5s. Like I have gigantic plants in 1s. I can't imagine if I used 5s.
Yeah. Your 1 gallons be great. I'd be like, damn, man, he's saving hella fucking money on cocoa.
And cleaning the room is so much easier when you only have to throw away 1-gallon pots of cocoa. Emptying 5 and 10-gallon pots of cocoa, man.
Yeah, man. Every run in this room, I'm spending like $200 just on the fucking media.
Yeah, and me, I think 2 bricks will do a whole room for me. 2 bricks of cocoa is $30 for 2 cocoa bricks, and that'll do damn near a whole room for me. $30.
$30. That's
Because
crazy.
it's $15 a brick. Well, it comes with 2 bricks in it, but $15 for the can of cocoa bricks. 2 of those, maybe 3 will do it for me. So $30 or $45.
Okay.
Yeah, but 5-gallon pots of cocoa, you are gonna grow a beast. People keep gigantic moms in 5-gallon pots of cocoa.
In cocoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna give up on the cocoa, man. I just be having a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't have the patience to wait on them to be ready to go in the flower, and I should have just waited longer. But
okay.
Oh well, you know what I mean? Oh well, close one, another one opens, you know.
That's it.
I don't give a fuck, really. And I still put 8 of them out of there. So hey.
Yeah, still beautiful.
Yeah, fucked it up, still made some, so I'm all right. I ain't tripping.
That's all that matters.
Not as pretty as I would like it to be. You know, the leaves are kind of fucked up, but hey,
yeah, but we ain't here to harvest leaves.
Not at all.
Yeah, so that ain't gonna matter. So yeah, I think how many clones can you get? Because if you don't have big moms or you don't have a space to keep big moms, it might be a little bit more difficult to get large numbers to be able to load rooms up. So you might be better off with bigger pots.
Yeah, that's the only way. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
only reason, really. If you're trying to get them hella big, you just can't get enough.
Yeah. So you might have to do 3 or 5 gallon pots and just less of them. But if you have the space to keep moms and you could take them in big numbers, I always say more plants, less veg.
Yeah, that's a good factor. But I think it's like a medium to it. You know what I mean? You want your plant to be structured to where you're getting at least 2 ounces off of it. You know
Of
what I mean?
course, of course. I would never flip early just because I'm using 1 gallon pots. I still make sure that I can't see my floor by the time I'm done flowering.
Yeah.
That's my method right there. If I can see the floor, that means that I'm growing the floor and I'm wasting space.
My boy Gino got a question for you.
Let's go.
What's the best cocoa bricks to buy?
I've only ever used candy cocoa bricks, so I can't even say about any of the other ones. It's
Yeah.
cocoa though. I don't see how they could be too much different. Some of them you might have to wash, some of them you might not.
Yeah, her can of cocoa is the best for it. Just coming straight out the bag. So
Oh yeah, candy cocoa is amazing. And if you're using their nutrients, just forget about it.
Dank Knowledge, I be seeing him a lot. He want to get on the stream.
Uh, shit. Um, I could try to send him the link. If he can DM me his email, I could try to send him the link. Yeah, if you give me the email, I should be able to get him in. But yeah, plants per light, I guess it'll depend on what size moms you can keep. Can you veg that many plants, or do you have to veg in the same room that you flower in? Because now you might be sacrificing a harvest or two per year having to veg in the same room you flowering in. It, it's a couple different factors that can come into play.
So really, for everybody I wanted to know that question, that answer, factor in how big the plant is going to be,
Hmm.
not how big the plant is right now, because that plant is going to grow. And every year in my little backyard, I put 25 plants out there, and it's a fucking jungle. And I know I should cut the numbers down to half, but I never do it. I never do it. I just keep on doing the same shit. So don't be like me and factor in your growth for that room, how big the plant's gonna get, and then size it accordingly.
Yep. Because I'm bad at that too. Sometimes I have plants grow way too close to the light. Plants get too tall, shade the ones on the outside. The corner plants don't do as good as the middle plants. It, it's a lot of things that can go wrong. So yeah, you definitely got to factor that in. That's why I know when to flip, because I know how my strains are going to react once I do flip.
And you just gotta remember, as long as it's light in that room, those leaves are gonna touch the other leaves of the plants. They're gonna reach for them. So
Oh
they're
yeah.
gonna grow wide naturally. They're just gonna move out the way of what's blocking them and keep going till they can't no more, until they feel each other, and then they'll start growing up. So they're gonna have room. So sometimes less is more. I know it
Hmm.
doesn't seem like that in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it kind of evens itself out.
I used to use 16 plants per 4x4 underneath a light. So I used to do 16, but then I realized it's just too much. Like
Too much.
12 with space work better than 16 with no space,
Yeah.
because they were able to get the 12 were able to get bigger, more tops on them. And then after you leaf strip, it just winds up so much better. With 16 of them, forget about leaf stripping. You don't even want to do it because it's 16 per tray. So you don't even want to get in there and do it. And then after you do it, they're just going to grow straight up from right there. Like there's no more bushing out past that point. They're
Yep.
all just going straight to the top. And you don't want that sometimes.
Yeah, because I remember I had your peanut butter cookies on one tray, basically, as you say, 1 4x4, and I
Mhm.
had Loki's Zittles. That was from you too, and on the other side, and they were close, man. It was 16 on each one and 2 gallons, and it was terrible. They just grew all into each other. I couldn't strip enough. It was terrible, man.
Oh yeah.
The yield suffered because of that. Like
Oh
so.
yeah.
You can't really pack them in like that. If they already packed in, they're already touching when you put them in. You're doing too much already.
Yeah, veg a week or two less next time and let them grow into that versus bringing them in already like that. I learned my lesson about that.
Hell yeah.
I used to bring them in big, then trellis them out and then let them go. And I never did as good as I did when it was less plants and I let them grow into the space.
All right. So pretty much on the conclusion for plants per light, 6 to 9. 6 to 9 and 3 to 5s, 1 to 2s, 12 to 16.
Yep.
Sounds good. I'm gonna try to I want to see what knowledge this man got, man.
Dang knowledge, right?
Dang knowledge. Go ahead and put your email in the chat, man, if you want to.
Yep. You could send him the link, can't you?
You don't have no say you don't have no IG.
Yeah, but if he drops it on here, we could still get him the link.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm so non-computerish.
Yeah, no, I could do it. As soon as he puts his email up, I'll be able to send him the link. His name's Dank Knowledge. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
Love to get some insight from some other people because you always get a new method that you.
It's always good, man. One day soon, you guys, we're gonna have a number you could call in. We'll have a number you could call in, and we'll really just get the chat started, man. Keep it going. What's going on in here? Let's say Tupper is amazing. Yeah, Tupper is good. I got some of that. That's cocoa and perlite. Royal Gold is real popular in the States. It's way too overpriced in Canada. It's like 25% more expensive than Canada where I'm at. 6ix9ine boys a snitch. Laugh out loud.
What?
I don't know.
What? Okay.
Talking about
huh?
I don't know who you talking about.
Yeah, lost me. Yeah. Royal Gold is made out by you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I fuck with it. King's Mix, man, all the way.
Okay.
But Tupper is also the same company, and it's cocoa and perlite.
Okay. Is it more cocoa than perlite?
It's a fucking trip, man. It's like hold on, let me look.
I'm loving Floraflex.
It's about 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, it feel hella good too, man. It's some nice shit.
Oh, it's a nice soft medium.
Yep.
That means the roots can get through it easily, and that means that they'll veg like beasts.
Oh, it says it's cocoa fiber, aged forest materials, perlite, and basalt. Basalt.
Oh, basalt. Okay.
Basalt, yeah. What is that?
Basalt. It's a rock, so I take it it's probably just like a rock dust.
I think it's like some more drainage because when it gets wet, you can feel it kind of like gritty in your hands.
Okay. Yeah, basalt is like it's like a rock. So I take it as that's just a rock dust.
Yeah.
They usually would use something like azomite or something, but basalt would probably work just as good.
You said drop the email. Oh, you telling him to drop the email?
I'm telling him to drop the email, and then I could try to get him in.
He already did. Where you do it at?
Already did.
Is you playing, man, or is you serious, man?
Yeah, because I ain't see it.
I don't see no email.
I don't see one either.
He did. Laugh out loud. Frosty Shark.
Oh, got it. Got it. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I did not see that.
Me neither. I hope you got. I don't see it neither. I see she reposted it, but I don't see it.
Yeah, confirm that's your email address. We want someone to send this shit to people. Well, what's going on though? How that garden looking?
It's looking great, man. I'm such in debate with the platinum cookies because it is fire, and it's turning out to get more fire as it's flushing, but it just stays so short.
I was gonna tell you on that. Just check the yield, man.
I know I should.
If it's still yielding the same, keep that shit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna. But because it's dense buds, top to bottom on it. Even the very, very, very bottoms that I probably should have lollipopped are still good money.
Yeah,
He said that. Yeah, so it definitely and something else. That room was a little cold in the beginning of the round, so I
Uh-huh.
might have stunted it from stretching myself. So I'm not just gonna blame it on the plant.
Yeah, nah, that's probably you probably didn't do nothing. If the other one stretched, then you didn't do it.
Yeah,
Probably just that strain. But if it's fire from top to bottom, don't lollipop it no more.
yeah, because I didn't lollipop it this time, not anything close to what I should have,
That's
and
how
it performed.
yeah, that's how this Candyland I had
I
when
love Candyland. Oh my God, I love that
right, bro.
strain. I
Candy.
love that strain. I think I have it. Now you just made me want to pop more seeds of it. I'm going to find it after this. I remember the first time I ever smoked Candyland. That was one of the best cookie strains I have ever smoked before.
And it's potent, man. It's potent. It got
It's
flavors.
so potent. It's so potent. Like that is the perfect late night smoke right there. That's it. Watch a movie,
Yep,
smoke some of that. Oh, that's it.
that's it.
Candyland is fire. I'm so surprised that they didn't do more Candyland crosses. It kind of like came and went.
Yeah, it did. They did a few Candyland crosses, but none of them really materialized anything. The regular Candyland was just fire.
Yeah, and then they dropped the V2.
They did.
Yeah, there was a version 2 also. So they did the first Candyland drop, and then they did a version 2 after. I think
Okay.
I got both.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I got both.
You got to schedule some hunts, man. You got a lot of shit to hunt.
I know. I just started at one point. I was just racking up on seeds from all over the place. If I seen something and I like what the cross was on it, I just grabbed them, knowing eventually I'm gonna want to hunt through them.
Yep, that's how you do it. Always
Like
got some.
one, like one day when I'm looking for something that's completely out of the norm that people probably don't forgot about or skipped over, didn't have a big enough name, I could just bring it out and they'll be like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if the breeder making this anymore. I sent them the link, I believe. Yeah, I sent it.
I have a strain called Grands.
Grands.
Yeah. Unreleased. It's some shit. But it's unreleased. It's untested. So I'm gonna give some away at the end
Woo!
of the show. Uh,
We got a giveaway. They're gonna be
this
mad if they wasn't in this one.
this is gonna be it's a nice cross, man. It's a real nice cross. I don't want to tell you what it is. I just want you to grow it. Whoever gets it, just grow it and enjoy it. Grow it and enjoy it. Let the smoke test tell you how you like it or not. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. Just grow it out.
Grow it
You,
out.
you you know where else I went wrong? Because I liked something that was in the cross. I bought a few strains, and they turned out to not be anything that I would like.
That can happen. That happens all
Yep.
the time, man. Like
Yep.
I was listening to our favorite guy to listen to, Copy, right?
Yep.
I love listening to Copy, man.
Me too.
I might
He's
be a
so
dick rider
raw.
over here, man, because I fuck with dude, man. He's
I
funny.
fucks with Copycat, man. Always have.
So did you ever get his send that link to him?
Yeah, I sent it out already.
Yeah, you didn't get to get in the link, man. Set your shit up. But so he was saying like a lot of these strains be like, he said it's hard to find males and all this shit, and like a lot of people just breeding to be breeding, and that's what I was saying about the post. I wrote a post about all this boutique weed, like weed that looks good just for like Instagram, basically, but none of it is
Mhm.
passing that real test of great weed. The
Yep.
stuff that gets circulated over and over and over because it's just good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had the super glue I was talking about.
Super
You
glue.
might not
Did I?
have it, but
I don't think I did.
that's one of those strains that just anytime somebody grow it or smoke it, you're always gonna love it because it's gonna give you the good euphoria. It's gonna give you that upbeatness, the lazy back end, just the normal shit that people need in a weed is that.
Okay.
You know what I
It
mean?
checks all the boxes.
It checks all the boxes, but it's not popular because so much stuff comes out. So all this good looking weed comes out. People looking at it like, oh, look how frosty it is, look how frosty it is. And that don't really mean shit.
Yep.
That don't
Look at the
mean
colors on this one. It's fading so purple. Just look at it.
the
Yeah,
color
that's
does not
nice.
mean shit. only thing the color does is just getting cold. It's like it's a defense mechanism or some shit.
That
It's like,
some plants have and that some don't. Like
yeah,
there's some plants that won't turn purple regardless. I don't care how cold you make them. They'll just get
yeah,
more yellow.
green weed is great.
Of
Green
course.
weed
I'm not
is
a fan of purple
great.
weed.
Yeah, purple weed just looks great. It looks
Yes.
great. So it
Yes.
psychs you out. You rolling it down. Look at this. Look how good this look. It's purple on the inside. Look at what it's that shit. You roll
Yep.
it up, smoke it like, and then it's like, okay, smoke some of that green weed. You just be like,
It's
huh?
over. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. Cause I noticed that because the ice cream cake is gorgeous. It has all the colors that you would ever want, but it's nowhere as strong as the peanut butter cookies.
Really?
Nope. Not even close. It's not even in the same ballpark.
Damn, peanut butter cookies is from fire, man.
It's strong. That's the
Is it
one thing
really?
about it.
That's the
It's
one you sending back to me?
yeah, yep.
Yeah, I need to do something with that, man. That was some good weed, man.
I'm
Good
gonna try to
structure.
send some to I'm gonna try to send some to Loki because I know he got the testing kit. I want to see what it tests at.
Yep. Oh shit. I fucking went to the club. I had my girl go to the dispensary. I told her, go get me some. I just tell him I want to go to sleep. Right?
Mhm.
She came back with some wedding cake. The wedding cake said 30% THC.
What?
You want me to tell you what I did after I smoked that?
What'd you do?
I was up all fucking night.
They have no idea what they're talking about.
They don't have no idea what they're talking about. They don't focus on terpenes instead of this THC bullshit.
Yes,
To
and I
me,
think the numbers are bullshit anyway
the
because
numbers are lies.
I don't think 30% of the bud that I'm holding is THC when I know like 95% of it is lipids and waxes.
Just material.
Yeah, it's leaf material. That's 95% of what I'm holding. You're gonna tell me that the crystals on this take up 30% of the bud I'm holding in my hand?
It's
All
crazy.
the buds I'm holding in my hands?
It's crazy. So I end up smoking half the blunt, stayed up for like 2-3 hours, smoked the other half of the blunt. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. I'm like, this is why I don't go to dispensaries.
Yep.
This is why I don't go. And
Well,
then what they did was, okay, if you come to my dispensary, you're going to get one beautiful bud for $1.
yes.
He gave me 5-6 little bitty buds.
That's another thing I seen. Like they will really give you like little ass buds. The shit we probably wouldn't even put in a pack is the shit they gonna give you in a jar for an eighth.
I didn't even buy 8. I just bought $1. I'm
Oh,
thinking the gram would be just one nice
one
bud,
bud. One bud.
maybe one in a little. You know what I mean? You know, I used
Yeah,
to put them in a 10-sack bags a long time ago. You put,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, they trapping like this. You spent all this money on this fucking packaging and give me some little bitty buds. I'm like, this is some bullshit. I took a video of it, but I didn't want to just blast nobody out like that.
Hey,
It,
just don't put up what dispensary it came from, but still show it.
it was like crazy, man. I would never do nobody like that. And
No,
you
the
can think the
dispensary.
dispensary weed, the black market is winning because dispensary weed is old weed.
It is.
Let's keep it real.
It is.
Old, man.
It's been sitting there for who knows how long. Compared to on the streets, ain't nothing lasting. Ain't nothing sitting around on the
Ain't
black market.
this shit fresh batch, huh?
Every time. Every time. The longest it's gonna last on the black market is a month.
Shit, yeah, that's the longest, man.
And that's a long time. That's a yeah.
That should be in the neighborhood near you, quick,
He said he's
man.
trying to sign up for Zoom, but it says it's not available right now. Wait, you don't even have a Zoom yet? Okay, we're gonna have to do this off camera another time, and I can walk you through it, get you a Zoom setup.
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
Yeah. So next time we'll have your
Not
Zoom
ready.
set up and we'll be able to get you in. No worries.
Yeah, fuck
Do
all
you
that beat. They got
do you,
stuff on the shelves for almost a year. Yeah, for sure, a year.
oh
I'm talking
yeah.
about this weed was junk, man. So I ended up going back to the dispensary the next day and got some gummies, some indica gummies, and that shit put me straight to sleep. So that worked.
Okay. Extracts usually
Couple of
always
those
work.
worked. Yeah,
Yep.
because I be up, cause myself some stress headaches sometime, And it's not that I'm stressed. I just be thinking so fucking hard on,
Mm-hmm.
on my stuff. You know what I mean? On my next mission or the mission
Yep.
I'm currently on. And I'll just be sitting there fucking thinking of it. And then my fucking back of my neck start hurting. I'm like, damn, time to hit the dispensary. I need something. I need to go to sleep. So I know
Yep.
y'all probably thinking like, damn, you grow. You should have stuff around. I don't. Sorry.
Exactly why you don't go to the dispensary. You can get something fresh.
For real. And it ain't even fresh though. Shit. Just gotta go there and get edibles, man. That's it.
Yep. I've seen some of the stuff they came back with from the dispensaries, and it's sad. First
Yeah.
off, I can't believe some of the menus that they have. Like over there, they probably got much better menus than they have over here. Like people thought I was joking when I put in my stories the other day that my friend walked into a dispensary, saw a White Widow, and walked out. He
Yeah.
didn't even want to see the rest of the menu at that point. Like if that's one of the first strains that you list on your top shelf, he walked right out. He knew there was nothing good outside of that.
You know what though? I gotta call you on something, Beastos.
Okay.
Think about it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
White Widow is nostalgia for some people.
It is.
You can't stop speaking enough about that old school sour or that old school piff.
Yes,
Correct?
love it. Love it.
Now you see what's happening though.
Yep. They
You
survived the
gonna
test
say
of
that
time.
same shit when you 45.
Oh
You gonna
yeah,
be like,
yeah.
"Man, ain't nothing touching that. And they gonna, the new people gonna be like, man, ain't nobody thinking about that old ass piff. You need to stop playing. Like, you know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah. Piff is
So,
extinct. That's gone. That's why I normally don't mention it. Sours and OGs ain't never going nowhere.
yeah, I understand, but that sour that you're looking for is gone.
Gone. Yeah, we'll never get that again. Gone.
Yeah,
Bye
I
bye.
ain't seen that in some years, man. When
That's
they
out of
first
here.
what was it, about 2017 is the last time I saw some sour that was really sour.
Yep. Besides that, it's gone. And I miss it. But some strains last the test of time. Like headband. Headband's still good. You'll still find headband all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know nobody who asking for it though.
What, headband?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people who actually want it if they can get their hands on it.
Hey, no snitching on here, man. Fuck all that, B. Stop snitching on your mans, man. Stop doing that.
Yeah, yeah, they you know what? Yeah. Yeah, it's gone now. So I don't say anything. I just like making jokes because the older growers, they fucking hate me for it.
Yeah, but you're gonna be an older grower one day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and they say the same thing you just said. They's like, yeah, but you love Chem Dog and you love sour, and I'll be like, yep. They said,
Yeah.
isn't that a double? They said, isn't that a double standard? And I was like, yep.
Let me ask you this. Have you tried White Widow?
Yeah, hell yeah. The
No,
tons and tons of White
like
Widow.
really, really had the real White Widow though.
Yeah,
Did you know for fact?
yeah.
Okay. And you didn't like it?
In 2002. Yeah, it was good for the time in 2002,
Yeah.
but today after the strains we've had, I
Do you
don't know
think
if them.
we freestyling right here, right now? The topic is over with. How many plants per light? We went over that. So if you're late, we freestyling right now. So what would you say about the state of cannabis that we in now as far as strains? Do you think we have way too many strains, or do you think the more the better?
Hmm. I say the more the better.
The more the better?
Yet more variety. Everybody's not gonna like the same thing. Like I would be really mad if Runts was like one of the only things available, like Runts Gelato and a couple of other strains. I'd be super sick if that was just it.
Okay. But 10 years ago, 15 years ago,
Hmm.
Les was doing just fine.
Just fine. Just fine.
You see?
Well, you know what?
We had
In
about
the way
we had
that,
about 10 strains in all of America.
yep.
I mean, of course we had more. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound stupid or anything, but I'm saying like for the majority, you had about 10 dominant strains, and that was it.
Yep. And depending on where, yeah, depending on where you were, you got more of one of those 10.
Yep. And a lot of places just didn't get shit, but they had good and they had bad.
That was it. Like Reggie was still a thing. Yeah.
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 More
I
the
think
better.
there is too many in a way though. Like it makes it almost hard to even know what you want anymore because you go to like Attitude Seed Bank and man,
It's too much,
man.
huh?
you will get lost in the sauce. Like they got it labeled sour, indica, sativa, bubblegum, kush. It's so many varieties. And then the seed banks. Oh man.
There's so
It's
many. It's just crosses on crosses on crosses on crosses, and it's like it's cool though. I like it. I like it, but then again, that's what I mean by those staples. You can't beat the staples, man. Like I can grow super glue for the rest of my life, and nobody will ever get tired of it. Like
yep,
it's that good. It's the OG smokers gonna like it. I'm telling you, I mean, like people that like OG,
yep.
they gonna like it. People that like gelato gonna like it. People
Mhm.
that like Kush gonna like it. Like it hits all those barks, all those points. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like certain staples in the game need to just come back. I think you know.
They do. They do. And we need to sometimes it's okay to just scratch everything and start over and be like, you know what, we're gonna base it off of these older strains, these newer ones, and we'll go from here.
Yep.
We'll
Yep.
take this handful of these older ones that still are good money that we still want some traits from, mix it with some of these newer ones, and then we'll just start from the crosses that get released from them. Because right
Yeah.
now it's all over the place. It is
And
all over.
your eyes make you do things, man. Like
Copycat
the
master
more
list.
shit you
It,
see, the more you
yeah,
want.
Copycat's master list is 67 pages long.
Yeah.
67 pages of strains. And that's just him. Now you go to exotic genetics, they got like another 20 something pages of strains
That's a lot of strains, man.
just between two breeders.
Yeah.
Now,
It's,
and now imagine all the
definitely
other ones.
there's definitely hundreds of thousands of strains out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody said, how do you bring the smell out of your buds, fam? Grow them correctly, dry them correctly.
Yeah, I never had that issue where the smell's not there unless the strain is just whack.
Yeah. Or you started trimming too early or too late and it winds up smelling like hay.
Yeah, I never even smelled, I don't know.
I never had that issue, but I
When
think
I,
the strain is just boof if that winds up happening.
yeah, if you don't have no smell, like, you just don't have no smell. Unless I know some Mexicans, like, none against Mexicans and nothing, but my amigos out here, they dry in like barns and shit.
Yes.
I stay on
That's
that
what I mean.
property,
Yep.
and that don't never smell too good.
Nope.
So I think you got to dry it. Whatever you drying it around is going to bring in that smell that's around it. So that's why you want dry rooms to kind of be separate from anything else. Just keep it nice and clean,
Yep.
and you be all right.
How cold do you keep your dry room?
Like 65.
Yep. Me too.
I admit that I was trying to do the Jungle Boys thing,
Yep.
66,
Me too.
and it works. I mean, I never had a problem with it, but I never had a problem with 75 and 50 either.
Nope.
So
And the 60/60, god damn, it takes forever for shit to dry.
yeah, it does a little bit.
Yeah.
I know
That's why
that.
they say 14 days hung.
Yeah, I start trimming in like 7 to 8, seven
Yep.
to 10 days.
That way by the time you get to the very last one, it's not too dry
Yeah,
because you waited for the first ones to get fully dry. Now by the time you get to the last ones, they're too dry.
yeah, and as I cut it down, like the bag will be full, and I'll open the bag up, move it
Yep.
around, put it back in the dry room,
Yep.
and I just let it sit in there. So if
Yep.
any extra moisture can get sucked up also, and I do
Hmm.
that. So then by the time everything's done, it's bye bye.
Yeah, everything's perfect and it's gone.
Yep,
He said his is 70. No, 70's fine, bro.
70's fine, man.
Yeah, 70's beautiful. Yeah.
Humidity 50 to 60, 50 to 50, 50 to 60, man.
Yep. Copycat was the one who put me up on that. He was like, man, don't nobody got time for no 60, 64, 14-day dry. You risking, he said you risking mold, all sorts of stuff, man. He does like 75, 50.
I don't see how you would get mold. I don't even understand that.
I don't
That
either.
sounds like
If
that
you
sounds
didn't
like bullshit to me.
if you didn't have mold already, you probably won't get it from drying.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That don't make
Mm-mm.
sense. But 75 and 50, you can get it done. You can be like 5 days and start trimming.
Terpenes don't
I
burn
look at
off
it
until
like
like
this.
89 degrees.
I look at it like I'm not going to cure these plants anyway.
Nope.
So that little extra 5-6 days, that's just like my curing process. You know what I mean?
Yep. While I'm trimming, as I get through each one, leave the bag open, and then by the time you're done with all of them, everything's perfect.
Yeah, Mike Ross, you hit it right on the head. He said, I think guys who do 60-60 don't cure too long. They take long to dry, but when it's trimmed, it's out the door. Facts.
But you could do that at 75-50 too.
Straight up.
You can do the same thing at 75-50. So I think it just depends on what you want to do, who taught you, where you learned from. You're usually going to stick with those methods because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. I got everybody in the chat, go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 50.
1 and 50. Go ahead and pick a number. Yeah, turkey bags, but go ahead and pick your number. Oh, they're going to be mad if they wasn't in this one. Yeah, I got a chance. You know, it's going to be a little delay because they're going to try to come with the numbers heavy. Nah, too much for jars. Don't nobody got time to keep reaching in a jar.
I did a number generator between 1 and 50 already. The number is already there. I'll give this about till the first person hits that number, and then I'll show you so you can know that I wasn't lying to you. Yeah, get on in there.
They're going now.
Stop thinking about yourself. Share the video, man. Let somebody else get a chance to come in here and start doing this. I'm going to give away something every week. It might be something small, might be something insignificant to you, might give you a sticker. I don't care, but you're getting something out of here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate y'all coming. This thing is going to be big. It's going to be great, man.
Highly educational. You'll learn a whole lot being here.
Yep. Turkey bag gang for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I buy them turkey bags by the big boxes, big alcohols.
Yep.
I'm glad I don't have to buy trimmers and none of that shit. I just basically buy trimmers.
Yeah.
They bring their own trimmers.
Oh, you mean like the Fiskars?
Yeah, I don't have to buy none of that shit. Just the alcohol, couple rags.
Yep.
And they
good to
come
go.
in and knock that shit out, man, real fast. I used to trim all that shit by myself.
I still do.
Nah, I can't do it, man.
Bruh, it sucks.
I can't.
Trust me, I'm working on not having to do it no more. Yeah. I'm so sick of that shit.
That's the good. Somebody put 217. You hella funny. The number still ain't. Some numbers still have not been typed. So keep on going.
Go ahead, keep guessing numbers.
Yeah, this town I live in. Like, if I brought you out here, you'll be like, damn, okay, Brooklyn Flowers, you won. Number 2.
Boom, Brooklyn Flowers. Now, what do you want them to do? You want them to email you?
Yep, labruscannabis@gmail.com.
I'll drop the link. Oh, okay. That's it, you guys. That's it. That's it.
Stop. You guys can stop now.
Brooklyn Flowers, you got it. Well, it's delayed, so these are the last of the people who were still putting them in.
Okay.
Shout out to Brooklyn Flowers. You got it. You get something that don't.
The email, I get that out to you. We'll get that out to you tomorrow. Hurry up with that email.
You get some shit that don't nobody got.
Nobody has it.
Beautiful.
And I'll throw some couple stickers in there.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get the hookup. And you already got the hookup because you're getting something don't nobody got. Shout out to Brooklyn.
D-Line said you had 2 before him. Now you had 217. You said 217. And I can't argue with you guys. All I can see is what's going down the screen. Yep. And that's just how it's looking on our end. Yeah. And me and Beast Coast are looking at the same thing, and number 2 was Brooklyn Flowers. So yeah, come next time, you got another chance to win.
Yeah, because I'm looking right. Yeah, D-Line said 217. He didn't, no one picked 2 before Brooklyn Flowers.
How about some clones? No.
No.
Clones cost too much, buddy.
Yeah, y'all don't even want to know.
I be trying to hook up my peoples, right? Like my my melanated types. But they don't be showing the like the proper like respect on this shit. Like I pay a
Hell
lot of
no.
money, bro. This ain't just no like, man, I'm trying to hook you up, but you looking like, oh, okay, I don't care. Like, yeah, just let me get that. I'm like, whoa, like, nah, if you
Like,
don't
man.
care, then you gonna fuck the price up. So I can't really,
Yeah, it
you
ain't
know
even
what
worth
I
it.
mean? Can't be out there fucking up that.
Nah, that shit cost an arm and a leg to get. Now you don't even care about it. Nope.
Yeah, fuck that.
Ain't got no respect for it. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Now, from now on, I'm gonna have a site that's dedicated to that, so can't nobody argue or negotiate with me. You can go to the
Fuck
site.
just for the
That's
clones.
just what, yeah, and that's just what it is.
Yep.
Yep, go to the site. Ain't no arguing, ain't no nothing. That's what it is. You either order it or you don't.
And that's how it should be, because you could try to put our feelings involved in it. Like we care about everybody, but it's like,
Hell yeah.
nah, it's still. I paid a lot of money for these cuts I got, man, and I'm
Yep.
finally.
And even the ones that I had to hunt, it cost a lot of money to hunt them.
Yeah, that shit ain't cheap.
No, hell no. And I saved you so many months of work
So much
by
time,
doing it for you. Yeah, I saved you so much time to go through this and find the keeper. Now you don't have to do it. You got to pay me for that.
for real.
Do you think that there's a such thing as seeds that are too expensive?
Hell yeah, man.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell
You,
yeah.
you seen the runts release?
$700.
700. And they went up
Fuck
as soon
out
as
of
they
here.
sold out.
Fuck out of here, man. Ain't no strain in the world that serious for me to spend that type of money.
Yep.
It's not.
The white runts I did want, they got it for 400. The white runts I did want. But that's only because the clone only version of it costs way more.
Yeah, but that clone only version is gonna be the cut. I noticed that now when I start fucking with the boy Fire Farmer. You
Yep.
buy the shit, it's gonna perform. It's gonna do what you want it to do.
Yep. It's
At
gonna do
first, you
exactly
might
what you
not
see.
think it. You be like, man, this plant look just like all the other ones. This plant look like the other one, and it's growing all weird, stretching and shit, man. Put it in flower. Damn. Okay. Oh, damn, this is how you're supposed to grow it. Okay. Oh, shit.
And
Now
then
you
it
got
really
your
start
money worth.
performing.
It's like, yeah, man, you pay for them cuts. Just find a legit person to pay for the cut, to get the cut from. You be all right.
Oh yeah, because it's a lot of scammers out here.
And the thing about me and Beast Coast, if we ever sell clones, you're gonna see what they do before we even sell them.
Oh yeah, it's not like we just bought a clone and we gonna release that shit before you ever get to see us do anything with it. You're gonna see that thing perform.
Brooklyn Fireworks, you said you got Cheetah Piss 250? And just send an email, man.
That 10,000 I was told for white runts.
For
That's
wait,
too much.
hold on. I was looking at a text
Yeah,
message.
yo,
What
Rod just
did
said
you
it.
say, bro?
10,000 for the white runts,
Nigga, suck my dick. Man.
bruh. 10 racks.
It's not worth it to me. Like I
No.
said, I can go get super glue for $12 a clone. That shit gonna sell just the same way. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I probably ain't gonna get no four grand for it, but I feel
It'll
all
do
right.
its thing. It'll do
Yeah,
its thing.
yeah,
You save so much money by not spending the 10K up front that it pays for itself.
yeah. The
$12
most I can
a
do is
clone.
probably like 2. That's about it.
Yeah.
And it gotta be,
I seen the white runs for 5K
yeah.
from Fire.
Yeah. I didn't see no what's the name of it though?
Pictures of the white runts.
Yeah. And Fire
I
gotta
don't.
stop playing too. He need to send me on his list, smoke test list.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
That boy grows some fire.
Yeah, man. Some shit I be seeing, I'd be like, man, what the fuck you using, man? What you
Yo,
doing?
yo, the quality be crazy, and he got such a simple setup.
Got simple as key, man. We had that conversation.
Yep.
Just keep it
Some.
simple, man.
Yeah, he got
And let
such
the
a
players
simple
do
setup.
what they do.
Yep. No controller. He ain't got no controller to do all of this fancy stuff. He don't have none of that.
Yeah, man. Because I let the bocce I got from, I just, let them do their thing. It's simple as system, and you can see the quality just coming every day. Just more and more quality, more purples coming. It's just getting better and better. So,
That's the
like
room
I
that
said,
smelled
man,
like gas you was talking about, right?
straight gas, man. I'm gonna send you some when it's done.
Yeah, that looked gorgeous. I couldn't
Even
believe
though
how fast they
you ain't gonna
grew.
like it. but you know what I mean, I'll still give you some.
Yeah, nah, I got to at least try it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta try it. Yo, you know what's crazy? I didn't like gelato until I got it from you. I didn't like gelato at all until I got it from you.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like on them different coasts, you get a lot of shit that ain't it. That's not what you want.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean? That's branded totally wrong.
yes. All the
So,
again, that's why Gorilla Glue is a no-no in my area. It
and
is a
that's crazy
no-no.
because Gorilla Glue still to this day is sticky fire, man. It's fire. It's going to do the same shit it did back then.
Yeah,
But people just don't want that name no more.
nope, you mentioned
That's
it.
what it is. It's the name. And somebody got a bad deal, bought
Yep.
some Gorilla Glue that was really some Bigfoot glue, some
Yep.
dark art surgery.
Yeah.
Wasn't good at all. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I fucked
The
up
same
some.
thing. The same
I
thing
fucked
happened
up.
to wedding cake eventually.
Yeah, I do kind of want to cut a wedding cake because I heard that shit yield from top to bottom.
It do. I got an ice cream cake pheno that just is
But
wedding cake.
That's the one I'm getting right too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no. The ice cream cake is different. I have another pheno of ice cream cake that is just straight wedding cake.
oh
Yeah, so out of the phenos, there's one that there is no because ice cream cake is gelato across a wedding cake. So there's one that's just straight wedding cake. There's nothing else to it. It's shaped like wedding cake. It looks like wedding cake. It smells like wedding cake.
so you like that one?
I may just keep it as wedding cake. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I have the wedding cake from Loki too, and I can't tell the difference between the two. They look the exact same, smell the exact same, grow the exact same. Stacked top to bottom, big, dense ass nugs.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, but technically it would be an ice cream cake because it did come out of the ice cream cake pack. But that shit is it was just like when I ran Titan strawberry tort. I had one that was just straight purple punch.
Yeah,
It
man.
was an exact replica of his
Purple Punch did a bad thing to the game, man.
man.
The most beautiful flower you've ever laid your eyes on.
Frosty is shit too.
Didn't have nothing in the back end.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was a big letdown. Like it's picture perfect. Like the camera loves it.
Camera.
Beautiful colors.
Every time I
Beautiful
grow it, I
colors.
just be like, "Ooh, I could grow. I could do
Yeah.
good. Right? Yeah, ain't doing nothing, man."
It looks so good though. There's a couple of strains that are like that look great and just ain't nothing. Banana Buttercup is by far the frostiest strain I have ever seen in the history of my life. No punch to it.
BBC.
Yeah, and there's
Yo,
yo,
he was playing with that one. I was like,
every time I wrote that tag and I had to make another clone of it, I would just laugh as I was making the tags for him.
that shit hella funny.
BBC 1, BBC 2, BBC 3. I'm like, oh my God. It's
Yeah,
frosty as shit though, but I didn't have a pheno that had no kind of kick to it.
it was
But they were
producing
so
on the outside. It's like
it was
it's like a beautiful woman, hella pretty on the outside, just bland as hell on the inside. Like,
just an
dang,
airhead, just a
that's all you
straight
got, bro?
airhead. Yeah, that was it. Her looks was it. It stopped right there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Peanut butter breath as well. Peanut butter breath was gas though, man. I
That
don't
shit
know.
is gas. That peanut
Yeah,
butter breath different.
you might have
And
had
it really smelled like peanut butter. That's the weirdest thing about it. It smells like peanut butter.
like peanut butter gas.
Yeah, peanut butter breath is fire.
That shit was good. Yeah, man, what we doing now? It's better to buy the gear directly from copy, in my opinion. Does he do that, KS? He said it's better to buy the gear directly from copy.
It is. You get a much better deal.
And who the fuck is So High? I've been hearing a lot of shit about So High. What is that about?
So High is somebody who bulk buys from Copycat and resells them later on.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like another vendor for Copycat. He gets
Okay.
them wholesale from Copy, but I think he's a little cheaper.
Okay.
Yep. So he gets them at a good deal and then he sells them himself. He sounds like if Copycat had a little brother, it would be so high. They sound just alike. They got the same accent, same attitude, same everything. Like it's like Copy's little brother.
That's hella fun.
Yo, when you hear them talk, you're gonna be like, when them two get on a live stream together and start talking, they sound just alike.
Damn.
It's the Italian. I think they're both like heavy Italian.
Okay. That's it for me, man. We did that topic. I got the emails, so he's getting his giveaway.
Yep.
And, anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah. Nope. What'd you say?
So I got time. If I don't know.
Anybody else say nothing? Is there another subject that we want to reach?
Another subject. We kind of tackled two subjects with this when we did drying and curing.
Yep.
Told you about drying and curing. Curing is overrated.
Do you whole plant hang?
Yes.
Me too.
Whole plant hang. I hate watching people just tear up the bud and deconstruct it and
they hang it on the hanger and
like this. Like, hang that shit up.
Do you know how many hangers I would need to do that?
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, way too much. I never did that. I think I tried it one time, and then just finding a branch that automatically fits every single. No, hell no. Whole plant hang.
Yeah, whole plant.
I'm the same way.
Finished.
Do you do like the trellis from the ceiling, right?
Oh yeah, so I just got the eye hooks that I use to hang the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
I use those and hang this kind of like this grid fence kind of shit, like some rigid green fence, and it comes like in a roll. I just got hell of that shit, and I just hang them down and just put them on my little S hooks. I got some S hooks. I put like 2 plants on one S hook and hang it from that.
Okay. I'm still old school. I'm still hanger. Chop and hang. Chop and hang.
Yeah, I use hangers too if I got them. Sometimes I just don't have them.
Yep.
And then like somewhere be out of them, so I just order hella the little red S hooks, and that seems to work pretty good.
Someone said, "How about scrog for larger yield in a tent?" I believe in scrogging no matter what.
That's what I was saying about the larger yield in a tent, but the larger yield will come from like what though? Like if you had a bigger plant and you want to spread it out, or if you had a 9 in there and you want to scrog, you got a scrog in there. You want to put them up.
Yeah, you don't want because you really height limited in a tent.
But see, right now though, I got 4 plants in a tent, and I got all that other shit in there. So my trellis, I got to kind of go around things. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. So it kind of depends on the situation you in. I notice I've always hit my biggest number scrogging.
Yeah.
I could never do the same numbers without it. And I also can't not scrog because I need something that's gonna hold these plants up.
Yeah. So when you scrogging, you just like spreading them out.
Yeah. Now the thing is, before I even put the net on, most of the time they're big enough that they're gonna fill in the whole canopy before I even lay the net anyway. So I don't really have to like weave them through. What I do is I might most of the time it's already full. If anything, I'll weave them through the second net.
Plant training then that's giving you the right.
Yeah, at that point it would be the training.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do 2 layers in that. Electric sky LEDs. I don't know nothing about electric sky LEDs.
I know about them, but I never used them. I don't. Well, for me, you always gonna get this. I'm an HLG fanatic.
Me too.
And I like Pacific Lights concept. And I like that's it. I don't like nothing else. It's like it ain't nothing else to like really. That's one of those two is gonna do everything I need to do.
Yeah, that's the best ones to me.
There's too many LEDs, and I'm pretty sure all those LEDs work. But I'm just used to companies. Like I'm loyal, man. I'm a loyal person when it comes to companies. If I like a certain company, I'm just gonna stick with you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And if you and HLG is a great light. It's just a great light.
It's great. I've seen the results. When I first used it in a tent, I used them in a tent. I had 9 plants in there, and all the plants got like 2.2 ounces off each plant, except for the sour. The sour had like 3. And it just worked great, man. Colors, the frost, the terps, everything was just perfect with that light.
Yeah, everything. Only thing you know what's the only thing I didn't like at first is that they didn't put off no heat. That was the only bad thing I can say about it. Cause I need heat.
They put off some heat, but not the heat that you're looking for.
Yeah, no.
And that heat you need HPS heat in there.
Yeah, yeah.
That yeah, so yeah, I like it because it's just a perfect amount of heat. Like it's done. My air conditioner is not going to overwork at all ever.
I don't
Every
have to turn my air
I can
conditioners on
set
for
it.
like 80% of the year.
Yeah, but when I had HPS, when I had 8 HPS in my room, a 3 ton couldn't even keep that down.
Yeah, and you had the double endeds, didn't you?
Yeah,
Those double endeds don't play around, yo.
hot
They
as hell.
throw. I think there's a warning on like the Gavita bulbs that says it will melt your skin off if you touch it.
Yeah, it probably is. I shouldn't have been running those lights. That was way too low to be running those lights.
Me too.
I could have spread those lights over a bigger area if the ceilings was higher. You
That's
know,
why I think they're hitting the numbers that they're hitting with the Gavitas and the bigger facilities because you could put them so high, they cover so much space. And if you got the rolling trays with it, man, forget about it.
they're lying, so I don't even care
Um,
about.
yeah, bro, they did 3.5 to 4 per light.
You lying. You cannot measure that.
You can't.
You cannot measure that. You have your lights. They have their lights probably 4 to 6 feet apart on center,
Hmm.
maybe 7 feet. So ain't you that high? You getting hella diffused light from everywhere.
Yep. So
So it's
they're basically telling people if you
like
run one light, one Gavita, you're gonna get 3 pounds. You're gonna get 3.5 or 4. No, they got 50 lights in the room. Like they
yeah, it's just calculated. You got 50 light room. You pulling in fucking 150 pounds. You just divide it and you say you did three a light. But
exactly.
that's not a fact. A fact is getting a tent where you ain't got no nothing else but that light, and then tell
Yep.
me you get three in there. If you get three in a
Exactly.
tent, man, you're a genius.
You're a genius. I've
Tell
never
me
seen
that
it.
you're in a tent
I've
where
never
it's
seen it.
no other light helping. That's what I want to see. Or else people need to just stop fucking lying.
Somebody
KS,
said that
it's
they get
definitely
3.
possible my OG can get three easy off 1,000 watt. Have you did it before, and have you did it in a confined situation where it's just 4x4 area?
I've tried it. The most I've ever gotten, I think, is maybe 2.2. But it was a strain that yielded massive.
Or matter of fact,
And it wasn't that good.
if you're talking about per light, yeah, man, that's just hard to that's hard.
In a 50 light room because it's not like that light was dedicated to that area. No, that area was getting lit from, and especially the middle section in a 50 light room. They're getting bombarded with light
It's light everywhere.
everywhere. Now, if you in a 1 or 2 light room, I don't want you thinking that that's going to be the same result.
Yeah, man. I
I
get
get
two.
2+ off my LED. Shit, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's beautiful.
Perfect.
I know one of my mans offered that Mac killer, and the only reason that I could say I believe him is because I've seen it. The Mac killer did 3.7.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. He said he never ever hit anything close to that ever, and nothing else in the room did anything close to it either.
Heavy yielder. I want it.
Yep, we'll have it.
That should yeah, it's really like just like there's no right way to say how many plants per light. It ain't no right way to say that you got this much pounds off of one light
No,
unless it's in a tent.
yeah, it has to be isolated.
Or you just got one light in your garage and that's all you're using.
Yep,
Then I
because
can see
when
it because you could spread it out 7 by 7 and just get whatever you can get out of that shit. Then I can understand that.
but in a
You know
50
what
light
I'm
room, it's hard to say that this one light did this because no, you didn't factor in what those 2 lights did underneath that section over there. You
saying?
didn't factor in what this section did over there. Like you never
Any
know.
room you got multiple lights is hard.
Yeah. That's why you can't even do a side by side test unless you split the rooms completely to know what each light did.
That's true.
Because if they're sharing light, it ain't no way to say that this light did this or this light did this, because they was both getting light from each other. So you have to split them up to say, okay, this light did this light did this.
Yeah, Christian said Gavita LED, Spider, or Lux.
Gavita.
Yep.
The Gavita LEDs have been giving some ridiculous results.
Yep, Gavita. If I had the money to blow, I would get about 8 of those. And for
They're
those,
just like your PLCs.
yeah. But I would just buy them and not care, so I ain't got to build them.
Yes, yes.
That's the only thing. I don't want to build these lights, so I might just buy some shit like that.
Yeah. Gavita ain't the only one with that style anymore.
No, they're
And
not. It's so many, man. It's so many. But I'm just saying, Gavita, they got a good name behind them. So I would fuck with their name first. You know what I mean? Even
yeah, they're
Lux,
trustworthy.
even Lux has got a good name behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a lot of good companies out there.
Oh yeah.
But I know I like that bar style. That shit just really gets the spread right.
That's what I like about it. That's why I liked when they dropped the Scorpions. That's the closest thing we might get from them on those kind of lights.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing those and just sticking with HLG. But last time when I bought my Scorpion, oh, not the Scorpion, but my red 600,
Mm-hmm.
it like it was missing. The screws wasn't screwed in. The fucking dimmer was like off to the side, and that shit is. I was kind of mad about that.
Yeah,
Kind
they
of
should
mad about
probably.
that. But I wasn't mad. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, what's going on with y'all, man? Get y'all shit together.
Yeah, I got to double check everything before it go out.
And I had to screw some shit in back myself. So I
Yep.
don't know. But
But most
shit,
people who said that they had a problem with anything that they was running from them, they fixed it right away.
yeah, that's the good part about it. You contact somebody quick and be done.
Yeah. Floorflex B1, B2 from start to finish. Is that better than running V1 and V2? No, V1 and V2 is for veg and B1 and B2 is for bloom. They got different NPK ratios. You don't want to use no B1 and B2 and veg.
But um, they both had nitrogen and all the shit you need. So that kind of confused me also when I ran it with V1 and V2. I would have to add the numbers up, but the numbers wasn't really making a bigger difference. It's more of like the veg macronutrients maybe
Okay.
that would
Because
be
I
different that's in the V1 and V2 other than the B1 and B2. That's the only thing I could think of that's really different. And I think the number ratio for the P and K are a little like opposite, like higher or lower, higher potats and veg or something. Damn, I can't get over there to that room to check it.
hold on. I'm about to grab it right now because I got some sitting right here.
Oh, you got some?
Yup, V1, V2, and B1 and B2. B1.
Let me grab a piece of paper. See if I can. What's the numbers on the V1?
That's what I'm about to look at right now. Um, hold on. They are on the B1
Oh, on the
14022.
you got V1 and V2, right?
Yeah, start there.
Yeah, do V1 and V2. Like add the numbers up. Like what's the NPK for
I
both
can
of them?
already see what the difference is. 1404 V1 and 61725 on the V2.
Okay, so you got 29K, 17P, and 20 nitrogen.
Okay. And on the B1, it's 14022 and 02818.
So that's 40, 28, 14. Okay, so it's a difference.
So what's going to wind up happening is that extra P and K, your plants and veg, they don't need it. They don't need that high amount of P and K. So you
That
start giving them that in veg, and they're going to get too much phosphorus and too much potassium, and they're going to burn. It
okay.
happens every time that I start, because when you start with the raw nutrients, raw NPK, you do raw phosphorus, and then you switch to raw potassium. if you start switching to raw phosphorus and you didn't fix your timers like I always forget to do, and they start getting that raw phosphorus while they're still technically vegging, you'll see them just curl over. And you'll wonder what the hell's going on with my plants.
Got it. So it's too much.
It's too much, yeah. So you don't want to be using, and there's not enough nitrogen in the bees. It's only 14 on the nitrogen.
Yep. And some people think that's too much.
Yeah, but because of the ratio that they have you use it in, it probably winds up evening out to what like a
Yeah.
canna would be. I forgot what canna is, but it'll wind
I
up
like
evening out.
nitrogen the whole way. Shit. Like give all that shit, everything. You ain't gotta give it as much, but still give it the same shit.
Nope.
What is
Epsom salt when you're flushing helps too with taste.
yeah?
Sulfur. That's why people use molasses because of the amount of sulfur in the molasses. Yep,
Okay.
and that's why Final Flush from Advanced Nutrients is just Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate.
Is that right?
Yep. So it's expensive as shit to go ahead and buy some
Great,
Final Flush. Yeah,
great
and all you
Epsom.
got to do is use Epsom salt.
Okay. What ratio you think?
I would
Still,
probably use it
still the one?
half of what you would do probably throughout flour.
Okay.
Probably like a half a gram a gallon.
Yeah, half a gram.
And that should do it just fine. And then for the last week, you could use just straight water if you want to.
High K is good throughout though. Okay. Ever heard of sweet leaf nutrients? Sweet leaf nutrients. Who has sweet leaf nutrients? Was that a Meg grower?
Sweet leaf?
I don't
I never
remember.
heard of it.
Okay. Gino said if you use RO water with CalMag with V1 and V2, will it burn?
Mm. Here's
No.
the issue. Here's the issue. It might run into a calcium toxicity because I take it since they don't have a calcium for Fluoroflex, there's enough calcium in the V1 and the V2, and there might just not be enough magnesium, and that's why they tell you to use Epsom salt with it. But if you use too much calcium, you could probably wind up with a calcium toxicity.
What the hell does that look like?
Uh, Kind of like yellow spotting on your leaf.
Let me see. I got the what's the name right here?
Oh yeah, yep, yep.
Said
So you
calcium.
toxicity, yeah, because I know raw NPK nutrients with their veg and their bloom, they tell you not to use CalMag. They tell you just use what they gave you because if not, you can wind up with a calcium toxicity. You could do it with Canna too because Canna doesn't have a CalMag that goes with it because it doesn't need CalMag. It might need some mag if you're using tap water because tap water is full of calcium.
Hydroponically grown plants are most likely to suffer calcium deficiency. It doesn't say anything about toxicity though.
Hold on.
I always heard that you can't get a toxicity with calcium magnesium because they uptake it at the rate they need it.
Nope. Calcium is an immobile nutrient. Calcium can't move without magnesium, even in you,
No,
even in humans.
that's what I mean. The CalMag, like calcium and magnesium, like they only suck it up as they need it.
Well, they can't take up any calcium at all without magnesium.
Let me read this. 1 teaspoon, others outdoors. 2%.
Here we go.
Okay, so
Can you,
calcium strengthens plant cell walls and therefore stems, stalks, and branches, and it aids in root growth, mostly the newer root hairs. It travels slowly and tends to concentrate in roots and older growth. Calcium also enhances the uptake of K. So this is just basically calcium,
can you see the picture?
though. Yes.
Calcium toxicity.
Toxicity.
Yep.
Okay.
They got a couple different pictures of it. So it's just like little like blotches. You might think that you might have like burned your plant or something when you sprayed it. It kind of got that look. Oh, there's another picture of it.
Okay. I've seen something like that before.
Yeah, and most people don't know what it is when they see it, and that's because they just tell you to use CalMag with everything. Just no matter what you're using, add CalMag.
Yep. And you know
That
what I don't do? I really
mhm.
don't add CalMag.
I've never used it.
I have it. I mean, I buy it sometime and I use it on some stuff. Like I bought it to use with the cocoa, but other than that, I don't really use it.
Yeah, if you're using tap water, there's tons of cal. Do you remember when there used to be a campaign that said milk does the body good and milk builds strong bones?
Yes,
You notice you don't see those commercials no more?
because they was lying.
Yeah, and they got sued for it. And they know that there's not enough magnesium for the amount of calcium that's in the milk. And they know that you can't uptake calcium without taking in magnesium.
Out the magnesium.
Magnesium is the bus for calcium. So it comes on the bus, it picks the calcium up and it takes it where it needs to go. Without the magnesium, the calcium's immobile. It can't move. It's too heavy of a mineral to move on its own. It's your bones. Your bones are calcium.
Yeah,
It's too heavy to move on. So most of the time, your base nutrient got enough calcium. It just might not have enough magnesium.
yeah.
So
Just add some salt. Just add
Epsom
Epsom.
salt's a simple fix for that.
And the safest bet, just put a gram. Just put a gram of Epsom salt in every gallon of water you ever give your plants, and they'll love you for it.
Yep.
They'll love you for it.
Yep. But to use Cal Mag, that you might run into some issues. So just Epsom salt, you'll be fine.
Yep, that's what I've been using all this time with Jacks and everything, and never had a deficiency, never had a problem. Everything just stayed nice. My
Yep.
only problem was the leaves turning yellow quick when they're not supposed to. But now I think that just whatever I'm doing, that's just what they do. They start turning yellow like day 30, like a little bit of yellow on some plants. You know what I mean? And it slowly degrades from there, but not the quality or anything. Just like the leaves, they just slowly get sucked up to the end of the cycle. And
Yep. You seen
I try to adding more nitrogen, but that didn't do anything for the problem. So
no, when they ready to go, I'm going through it right now. The second I started flushing around like day 45, I think I started flushing. They had already started pulling color a week before that on their own. It was nothing
yeah,
I was going to be able to do about it.
yeah, they just do their own thing. So
I thought I was doing something wrong. I'm like, why are these already purpling and yellowing? They ready to go.
yeah, I knew it couldn't be me because with Jax, I was feeding Jax like the whole way through. Just I never tapered off or nothing until the last week I start flushing. So
Yep.
it's like I knew it wasn't me. Yeah, they getting food. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So whatever. Some plants just do that, man. Some plants stay hella green.
Yeah, some plants just don't flush for shit. I've been through that before where they just don't want to change colors. And you know they're flushed. You've been flushing the hell out of them and they just will not change colors.
Yep. Why Derez base? Why do people weigh salts instead of measuring spoons? Well,
Because that's the instructions. The instructions give it to you by the gram.
yeah, they give it to you about a gram, and if you had measuring spoons, you could do the math of it, but the math on your reservoir probably won't be there.
Yeah, so it's better to just go ahead and weigh it.
Yeah,
If they say 3 grams a gallon, then just do the math. 3 grams a gallon.
yeah,
Because I don't know how much a tablespoon would be versus how many grams it is. And who knows if you're scooping the same amount in every single tablespoon that you're going to be picking up out of the bag anyway. Some spoonfuls might have a little more or a little less. I want to give it exactly what it's supposed to have.
yeah,
But who
uh,
knows? It might work the other way too.
yeah.
Do
You
you
never,
flush with molasses? No, I got feed lines. I can't afford to be using nothing like molasses.
nope.
Sometimes I use some agave.
Did you see any difference from using any of that?
Nope.
There you go.
I'm not
And
building a microbe colony, so I don't have any
that's what we
microbes to
need to
feed that'll
remember,
feed
man.
the plants.
Yeah, if you're not like in a living soil where you need to feed your plants all this stuff to keep that the biology in the dirt
Hmm.
alive, then you're wasting a lot of money.
Yeah, they brought a lot of soil ways into the hydroponic methods, and they don't work the same way.
They're looking
So
at
if
plants as like as agriculture.
yes,
It's like you're not on that level and you're not outside doing it that level. So you don't need to like do none of that.
And cannabis is completely different. Like the amount of
Yeah,
NPK,
the
the
time
amount of
this plant growing, you're done with that shit.
yeah, the amount of NPK it would take to grow a tomato is completely different than what it would take to grow cannabis.
It's a lot less, isn't it?
It's a lot more in cannabis.
No, I mean
So
for tomatoes.
for a tomato,
Yeah.
nope. Because you got to think Miracle Grow and all of those stuff at the store. That's for a regular pot for like a tomato plant. And it's more than enough food in there. Now you put a cannabis plant in that same thing, it's out of food in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the tomatoes take a lot less NPK.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah. Tomatoes take way less.
Like one.
Yeah, cannabis just keeps eating. It never stops. Um,
Mammoth
is it
P. Mammoth P is junk. Nothing happened.
nothing?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They say flush not needed. I did see that, but every time I flushed, I got a way smoother smoke.
Yeah, same here. Now, I
Way,
don't think heavy flushes are needed because some people just go overboard and flood everything, and then you got to clean all of that shit up. Or
that's a
it-
waste.
yeah, that's a complete waste. I tried that method for probably 2 or 3 rounds before I noticed it ain't that different from just flushing them.
Because with that doing that heavy flush is just like cleaning your roots.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you,
giving your roots a shower.
but it's like the plant not taking all that water in that you doing that.
Yeah, no, hell no. And then it takes them forever to dry, and then they don't dry back at the same time. So it's gonna be plants that need water and plants that still don't need water. So you got to start pretty much just hand flushing at that point, and it just becomes a gigantic hassle. You better
Yeah,
have a room built to be able to do something like that. Like GML does it because he built drains into his floors. Like most people don't have that luxury of being able to have a drain in the middle of your floor.
yeah. I really love the guys that do like the most. Like just
Yeah,
do the most. Like all these different chemicals and this does that and this does that. It's really fun to watch.
it
Like,
is. It's super entertaining.
did all that. Dang, that's cool for a 2-month-old plant.
Yep.
That's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you do to flush? I just give it water for 2 weeks, pretty much. That's same with you, Frosty.
Um, shit, 1 week.
One week.
Yeah, yeah, that shit a week.
Also running Amido and Root XL and don't see that good results. I don't use any root boosters.
All that shit is junk.
Yeah, all of it. Most of it is just kelp and water. Like if you if you really want to do something, go ahead to raw NPK, get you some raw kelp, boom, root booster. You could use it for clones, you could use it for whatever you want to, boom, good to go. But I don't use no root boosters, no microbes. I don't use any of that.
What about Gino said SFL 100?
What is that?
Um, SFL 100. What is
Oh,
that, Gino?
SLF 100.
Oh,
That's what he. That's what I think he meant. SLF 100. I've heard of it before, but I have no idea what it does. I think that's for roots, isn't it? I think that's what High Grow uses for roots.
I know I've seen it somewhere. I'm trying to picture it, but
I'm looking at a bottle of it right now.
never bought it.
It's an enzyme.
Oh, enzyme.
It's an enzyme. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got to get them enzymes. Everybody get your enzymes.
Yeah. Get your enzymes in. Yeah. Also use it while you're using Mammoth P, so you could kill off the microbes that Mammoth P is trying to put into your medium.
There you go. Can't never get enough working backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't get enough of that.
You can't get enough of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and go ahead and run up that hill.
Y'all got to remember, this plant it don't live that long.
No,
It's like a 90-day thing. Like
it's not a tree. It's not a tree. It's not going to be a 50-year-old tree. And 50-year-old trees don't need that much work. Like the amount of work people put into cannabis.
Them
Yeah,
trees
like,
don't need us.
yo, I got a fruit forest and I don't have to do shit. Like literally. Like there's nothing I have to do. I could cut down some branches and put them down by the root zone so it can build some bacteria up. I can do that. But they don't need me to do it. They're gonna do it by themselves.
Man. Everything.
They do more to cannabis than any plant that I know of, and like for nothing, for
I know
nothing.
it's for something. It's for
And I
something.
used to do it. I
I
used to
mean,
do it.
yeah, you want the best out of your bud. You want the absolute best you can.
But then I watch Fire Farmer and he don't do shit. And he got some of the best buds I've ever seen. And he don't do nothing.
Yep. It's all about the genetics, man. That's
That's
where
it.
that's the main play.
The more
Genetics.
you leave the plant alone, the genetics will give you their expression the way that they're supposed to. Just let it go. Let it do what it would normally do. You don't have to do all of this extra stuff. And if you're not feeding microbes and you're not in a super soil or a no-till situation, you don't have to feed these sweeteners and all of this other shit. You're not going to see no difference.
See,
You're
that's
not
what
going to see.
it's a disillusion, like an illusion, because you go into a hydroponic store and you buying shit for large scale agriculture on a
And the
small
dude
scale.
at the hydro store doesn't know what he's talking about.
He don't know anything.
He don't know nothing. Like I'll
All
be
he
in the
knows
hydro
is
store
price.
sometimes just listening, and I'll be
He may
like, yo,
not
he
even know
about to
the
get
price.
this dude. He about to get this dude. That's all I'm thinking. Like he's telling this dude a whole bunch of nonsense. And none of this is necessary. Like the steps he's telling him to go through, I
This
can
la-
eliminate all of this.
this last year, the hydro store has seen so little of me. Like I really go in there to buy turkey bags and alcohol, and that's like it. That's
The
it.
hydro store got turkey bags?
Of course, grow bags.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy. Think about it.
man. Y'all motherfuckers got it good.
Oh, you still got to go to the grocery store and shit.
My hydro store don't got no turkey bags.
You need to open up a hardware store.
I know.
Yeah, I
Good
wish I lived
idea.
in your area because I would open up a store with just the shit I like, and if you don't like it, then don't come back.
Yep. And I'll
I wanted
explain
to
to
do
you
that
why
here.
it works.
We already got like 3 fucking stores out here, so I can't do it already. It's already too overcrowded over
There's
here.
one out here. One. And no
Yeah.
one knows where it's at. It's in the cut. Like
You
it's
think
in literally.
you think about that, man. Open a little spot where it's with a chance to expand. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Bring in whatever soil you like, couple types, some cocoa and some soil,
Yep.
and a little bit of nutrients you like, just the shit you like. That's what the
Yep.
dude in Oakland told me because I was talking about doing an online grocery store, and he was like, just put the products you use
Yep.
and start there. And it makes sense because I'm gonna have more knowledge on those products, you know?
Yep. And Canna, the way Canna works is if they sell to one of the hydroponic shops in your area, they won't sell to another hydroponic shop in your area.
Yeah.
So Canna only picks one store at a time. So like if
Yeah.
there's already one in your area, they won't give another store Canna.
That's dope.
Yeah, so you have to be in another area to get Canna. So like the city next to me, they don't have no Canna nothing, and they can't get it because the city next to them has it already.
Yeah. Christian, you're welcome. Say he just purchased a mega crop. He gonna try
Let's
it. Thanks. I'm
let's
not getting
go.
that from mega crop, but yeah, it's all good.
How's that
Um,
been working for you?
it's fucking plant nutrient.
And NPK works.
Give them what they want.
Yep,
That's all I'm doing.
NPK.
I don't add nothing to it. No CalMag, no nothing. Just throw like 250, 300 grams in the fucking 50-gallon reservoir. That's it.
Mix go.
That's it. Simple as
Keep
hell.
keeping it simple, man. That's what makes gardening fun all over again. When there's so much shit that you have to do every single time you go in your garden, it makes you not even want to do it. Like you regret the fact that you even got to get ready to go anywhere near your garden. Like, oh man, I got to do this and mix this with this. And no, 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 no. Those plants
I had
don't need
like,
that.
when I first started, I had like 10 things to do to the water.
Me too. Me
I had to
too.
wait like 5 minutes before I could add something else and shit. I'm back there like, God damn,
I
it
gotta
got to
add
be
my
another way.
silica. I gotta add my silica before I add the rest of it because the silica is gonna up the pH. So you want to up it first and then add the ones that are gonna bring it back down afterwards. And if you mix the silica with this, it'll crystallize and turn into salts at the bottom of your red. So you don't want to do that. It was confusing.
Too much, man.
Too much. I never want to go through that again.
Never.
Now Now I just boom, drop the nutrients in, mix it, make sure it's set, boom, leave because it's on the watering system. So I just fill the res and I can get right up out of there.
Yep.
Pull a couple of leaves and walk out. Take some pictures. I'm done. Yeah. Pull some leaves, take some pictures, and I'm done.
That's it. Focus on my part-time photography.
Yep.
Let that shit do itself.
I want to
Uh,
run floor flex in one of my rooms and mega crop in the other and see what works best. It's NPK, bro. They're both gonna work great.
no, but do that though.
Yeah.
Do that. That's the best way to learn, man. Because if you do
Do you?
that, and you see that you're getting the same shit, you're gonna be like, "Damn, it really is a fucking chemical." You know what I
It.
mean? So it's an eye opener. So you got to do those things sometimes.
I always said this. They know that most people who deal with cannabis or in the cannabis game, they got a little bit of money. So they target us with expensive things because as men, we like the bells and whistles. We like nice things. And in the cannabis industry, you usually have money to spend on it. They never wanted us to find out about raw salts. You think they wanted us to find out about that? Now, agriculture, they've been using this.
They've been
This
using
is
this shit.
nothing. Yeah, this is nothing new to them. Like they've been doing this. They were wondering why we were paying for water. That's they were like, you guys, they're just taking raw salts and putting them in water and selling it to you, right? They ain't gonna tell us that though. That's not their job.
Yeah.
But I know they hate that we got raw salts now. It's about to be a bunch of nutrient companies that's either gonna have to convert or they're gonna be out of here after a while.
Yep. I mean, but don't get me wrong though. The bottles look beautiful. So
Oh
it's
yeah, I love
always a
Canada.
market for beautiful artwork. You know, I always say that artwork is beautiful, and there's always going to be a market for it. If you got a dope ass album cover, most likely I'm gonna listen to your shit. You know,
Oh
so
yeah,
it's
dope
just
ass video. I'm gonna give it a look.
yeah. So that's just what it is.
Yep.
Until you start growing and you start realizing, like, man, this is not. It's not like your money. You ain't getting your money's worth. And you be like, yeah, time to
Yep.
switch up something.
And then for a minute, the price of cannabis was just plummeting.
And another
So
thing is like, I never burnt plants with salts.
me neither. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. Always burnt shit with them fucking bottles though.
me too. And
Yeah,
yo, that's crazy. I've
it's crazy.
never, I've never burnt a plant yet using raw salts.
No, never did.
Follow the instructions. I've never burned a plant. That's crazy.
And if you notice, if you follow the instructions, your ppms always come out like lower than
Yeah,
what's
they'd be like, yo, use 1500 ppms in mid flower and 1200 and I'll mix it. It'd be like 980. I'm like, well, okay.
I never go over I probably reached 1,000 one time, and that was like 3/4 of the res was gone. I just filled it up with water and then added the same 50 gallons in there to like give it more nutrients.
Yep.
The same
Might
50 gallons worth of nutrients to to raise the ppm, and I got up to like 1050. But other
Yep.
than that, it's 8 7, it's really like 750 to
Yeah.
850 with every watering, and I never had
Yes.
an issue.
The only time mine goes up is in bloom when it's time to add the raw phosphorus or potassium. And that still never made it to 1,000. A 980 was the highest I ever made it.
Yeah, that bloom booster shit. When I was running jacks, I never used bloom boosters. Never had a reason to, and I still don't believe in it really.
Me neither.
But it's something you do just to. You never know. Some plant might take the bloom booster better than others.
Yep. I
It
know
might
I
yeah,
know
dope
what
ass 800. That's what it be about 800.
yep. I know raw NPK, they tell you like in the beginning they're gonna use just a little bit more phosphorus. So use a quarter of a teaspoon per gallon or an eighth of a teaspoon per gallon. You can't even imagine what that is. That's like little to nothing. So
That's
they
nothing.
say for the first 3 weeks they're going to take a little bit more phosphorus, give them a little more phosphorus, and the last 3 week in the week 3 to 6 they're going to take a little more potassium, give them a little more potassium, and then you're done. That's it.
Yeah, instead of doing all that, you better off just sticking with one nutrient, just giving that shit all the time. They'll be
Oh,
all
I
right.
still do. Yep.
They'll be okay.
Yep. CO2. Yeah, you run CO2, right?
Yes, in one room. Yeah, I've run CO2.
Okay. I
And
got CO2 on one of my rooms.
I
I
don't know if
just
it does.
finally got it set up.
I don't know if it does anything. I just always had it in there, so I keep using it.
I never really seen a difference running it and not running it. I'll be honest. Like sometimes I'll run out and I don't feel like going to get the shit, and
Yeah,
the round will still come out the same as the round I ran with 1200 ppms of CO2.
yeah, man.
I don't
That's
like saying that though, because then people are going to start arguing with me and they're going to pull out data sheets and, they take up this much when they do this and they'll transpire more and that allows it to
yeah.
do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
Ask them, did the plant tell you that?
Yeah, yeah, the plant gods must have
You
told you
know how
this.
people's mind, humans, we think we so fucking smart, man. I'm looking at this shit. I'm looking at Mayan civilizations last night on Nat Geo, right?
Yep, I love that.
I'm watching it, and they really coming up with their own fucking story about what they was doing. And I'm just
Oh
watching,
yeah,
like, God damn, these motherfuckers really making up some shit. Like they
yes,
really making up shit. And it's just like, this is what humans do. We just make up shit. And if you can't prove me wrong, then I'm right.
yeah. Yo, Frosty, they let us know what a dinosaur sounds like. Like we
Yeah,
really have in our mind what a dinosaur sounds like. We have no fucking idea what a dinosaur sounds like.
nah,
We've never heard a dinosaur make a noise in our life. But you've watched Jurassic Park, and in your mind right now, you know exactly what a dinosaur sounds like. You know what a
yeah,
T-Rex sounds like.
yeah.
We have no idea what a T-Rex sounds
It's
like.
crazy, man. It's like it's hard to say we don't know, or
I
I'm not
know.
sure. It sounds good, but I'm not really sure if it works or not.
I'm
I
the
just
king of that. I don't know. I just don't know. They'll be like, hey, Beast, what do you think about this? I don't know. I never did it. The simple math for me. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you some bullshit story. I never did it. I never seen a point in it.
yeah, man.
Have you done rooms with and without CO2?
Me?
Yeah, you ever ran like a room that you did CO2 in, and then you did that same room next round, and maybe you forgot the CO2 or something, and you
Maybe I should do that,
just see if there was any difference?
but I can't do that. I got to leave everything how it is.
Of course. Yep. I was just wondering if by accident
Well,
you
yeah,
might have ever
I
did it.
don't have CO2. I don't have CO2 in one place, and I still ain't got a good run out of that place yet.
Mm,
It's been
so
like
it's
three
hard to tell.
runs. So it might be that. I don't know. I'm about to put CO2 in that room to see if that changes anything. Because
Okay.
if it did, then I would know. But I still haven't had, like, you know how you have runs and they okay, but like a good run, I haven't had a good run since I took CO2 out of that room.
Okay. So you
So
might be on to
it
something.
might be something. I'll know in a couple months.
What do you run your CO2 at?
Uh 13, 14, 15.
Okay. I do 900.
Yeah, they say 1500 is the spot you're supposed to run them at, but then people talking about you match it up with the PPFD and the room,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna give them 1500, and they can just do whatever else they want to do with the rest.
I just double what ambient would be. If they grow that big outdoor with just ambient and unlimited amounts of ambient, I just double what that is. So ambient's normally 350, 400. So I give them 900. Mid flower, I might up it to 1,000.
It all makes sense when you say it.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm saying?
if outdoor they grow big, gigantic ass buds, way bigger than it would indoor, and they just got unlimited amounts of 400 ppm CO2
And they got more light.
and more light. Yes, the sun plays a major factor in that, and unlimited root space. Usually, you're not usually doing a 5 or 10 gallon pot outdoor.
Definitely got way more root space.
Definite. And then they grow through the pot into the ground. So,
Yeah, sure
what,
do.
what's a good CO2 controller?
Shit, hell if I know.
That depends on if you got burners or if you got a tank.
Yep. It all depends, man. And this all depends what's good to you. I like a digital readout. That shit costs $500.
I
So
got the digital ones.
I don't be too I don't be too quick to go add CO2. That's like a $750 addition.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
glad I got it out the way early.
And you gotta buy the fucking the tanks. Like that first tank is like $100 and some.
Yeah, yep. And but to refill them is $35.
It's like 20, 22 over here.
Damn. Yeah, over here it's like $35. It's like $35 to refill them. The 25 or 35, I don't remember. But I had to get burners because burners just work better for me because they also add heat. Just one more thing I can do to add some heat into the room.
And you can keep your can you keep your readout outside of the room?
What you mean?
Like can you change? Basically, I want to be able to change my tank from outside of the room.
I could put my tank outside the room and
Yeah,
have the actual burner part inside the room.
yeah.
Yeah, I can have it like that. The line to it is long enough that I could do that.
Trying to figure out how to do these two rooms. Um, so here's let me just tell you my plan. This is my
Hmm.
mind talking about. Okay, so I got two rooms side by side. I'm gonna use LEDs, which is low heat, very low heat, right?
Hmm.
I don't get that. Okay, two rooms, cold heat. So let me think. Damn, that might be an issue. Okay, so do I do a mini split in each room, or could I get away with air conditioning the entire space, like the outside of those two rooms, and then have a ducting like an AC Infinity, pulling cooler air from the outside of the room
Mm.
to cool down the to cool
You ever
down.
you ever thought about doing what Cropper did with his side by side rooms?
No, what do you do?
When the lights was off in one room, that room would get ducted into the other room, and when the lights are off in the other room, they would get ducted into the other room.
What's the meaning of it?
The cool air from the lights off room will give more cool air to the lights on room, but it'll also give a little bit of warmth back to the lights off room, and then they switch as the lights go on and off. So when one room went off, the other room came on,
Okay.
but they were side by side. Also, since the plants give off CO2 at night, the room that's sleep is giving off CO2 that winds up in the room that's on and wants CO2.
Gotcha. I wish I
Just
could
an,
show you.
just another
I
option.
could show you guys what I mean. Um, it's
But
kind
I
of
get
hard.
what you're saying. If you can,
Kind of hard
almost
for
like
me
a
to
tent,
explain.
almost like a tent. If you can cool outside the tent, you could duct it right into the tent. And
Exactly, because space outside, I'm gonna keep that space at 72 or 75. That's
hmm
my working space. That's where I want my temperature for my water at. That's where the water is held at. That's
hmm
where everything is, right? So that's where I come in, and then I see the two rooms, but they'll have like a 10-inch fan, like a big fan, to really cool it down real quick if they get hot, which they probably don't even get up to that high, up to
not as
like
high as
80,
you want it.
84 degrees, max 86. When it hits 86, just go ahead and cool it back down to 84. It'll be really quick. And the duct will just come from the corner of the room, like from the furthest corner, and then just suck up that draft from up under the door and the door cracks. You see what I mean?
I think
I
it'll
think
work
it'll
just
work.
fine.
And then I'm pulling that air all the way back to that room. That's that's the workroom. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that heat from the room and hit the air conditioner mini split sensor, and then they kick back on and go back down to 75. So it's gonna be weird, but I got it in my mind, man. It's gonna be dope because I'm putting a 3-ton in there, so it's gonna handle the whole shit anyway.
Yep.
Easy, you know what I mean? And I got it for like 600 a couple days ago, so I'm
Ooh.
yeah. Somebody lost their house, man.
Oh.
They didn't lose their house, but they was renting it, trying to do some shit, and they boys split on them. And he
Oh.
was like, I need somebody to come take all this shit. I got 600 for you. He was like, man, I was trying to get like 15 for it. This is a new thing. It's like 600. Got that motherfucker. Yeah,
600 right now.
yeah, so that's cool. So that's why I didn't want to do the two mini splits because I got a bedroom also. So that would mean I would have to get 3 mini splits. And then if I'm thinking about the workroom would get hella hot. So I'm gonna need another air conditioner in there. You
Yeah,
see what
that's
I'm
way too
saying?
much. Yeah,
So
that's
that's
too much.
way too much shit. So if I just got this 1 3-ton in here, I could run those 10 inches in each 3 rooms and then have that shit just sucking right out. And that's great. It's like recycling the air. Keep
Yeah.
that shit flowing. The only thing I'm thinking about is well, I'm gonna have a dehumidifier in each of the rooms, and that's gonna run outside. Those gonna be hooked up real nice. It's gonna be a nice build, man. When you guys see this, it's gonna be
I
nice.
can't,
You might
I
not see
can't
it. I
wait.
might just send you pictures my own time. I might not even show this room, but no, I know I am. I can.
We're gonna see that door open on YouTube one day. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be dope, man.
That's the every 35-day harvest.
Yeah, that's that one.
That's gonna be beautiful. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna love that shit. I ain't gonna never have to worry about nothing.
Nope. Every 35
Every
days, something
35
comes
days,
out.
you know, come on, come on, come on,
Yep.
and just keep that veg room full. Shit.
Then you
Soon
got
as
to
it's
think it'll
coming
take
out,
2 weeks to dry and trim it. 2 weeks after that, you harvesting again. Well, like
yeah.
2.5 weeks after that.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. When I chop down one room, do I need to take it immediately out of the room and put the other plants in, or do I
You,
got a week? Like with that 35 days, is that for a week of
well, it'll just set each room back 1 week every time. So it'll still be every 35 days. At worst, it might be what, 42?
okay.
Because it could push it back a week every time. But since you push that room back a week to harvest it, when the other room gets pushed back a week, it should still land on 35 days.
So I
But
should definitely veg. I should definitely veg in the same pots that I'm going into the next room with.
yeah, so they're already root bound they already got the pot filled by the time they going in and they just ready to
That's
go.
what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. So that's gonna be dope. So I chop that down, let it dry for since it's gonna be 75 degrees in there. I'm gonna let that dry for 5 days, and that's shit.
Yeah, load the next round in as soon as you're done and start.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Again, worst come to worst, it'll push the rooms back 1 week. What's 1 week though?
Yeah, I don't want that 1 week though.
Yeah, so if you could find another space to dry it, then you could just harvest, get them out that room, turn and burn.
That'll
Same
be
day that you same day that you done clean the room up, get those pots out of there, load the new ones in, go.
yeah, I think that'll be better.
If you could find another space to dry it.
See that those little rooms though, 11 by 11, I could dry that in the shed. In the little
Boom.
shed, you know what I mean? The little 6 by 7 shed, I could dry that shit in. They ain't gonna take up no space really.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like your 8 lighter or nothing.
Yeah, so that's cool. I could just buy another little shed, just have a little dry room out back, and keep
And
that
turn and
shit
burn.
turn and burn. Each just that's what I want to get it to, man. Turn and burn.
Yep.
The 10-week strain. I'm not trying to run 10-week strains either. I'm
Hell no.
trying to run 8-week strains, and it's like we saying 35 days, it might be 28 every 28
Exactly.
days.
Exactly. Because
That shit
depending on the strain, they might finish at 56, 63.
yeah. So usually I do 63 just to make sure, but it's like, sometimes it shit is done, man. Like let's just think about it. The plant indica sativa, whatever it's gonna do is whatever it's gonna do. When those trichome heads are cloudy, mostly cloudy, like all of them pretty much cloudy, the strain is done.
It's done.
It's over with. And that's usually at 56 days.
Yeah. Yep.
Some strains would be like around 63 days. Like Polly Shore, sometimes she just want to keep going. Like don't even
You
want
don't
to
never want to stop. Like
yeah. She on my nerves. I had to just chop her down.
she don't never want to stop. And she will keep bulking. That's the worst part.
Yeah,
She will keep putting on weight.
But yeah,
That's
most of
something
the
that you want to cross with. That's something you want to cross something else with, shorten the flower time on it, and just get the traits of those terpenes and the vigor that comes from it into something else.
definitely got some vigor and some terps. She
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
I'll do that. We'll revisit that next year. I ain't doing
Oh
nothing
yeah.
else the rest of this year. Just
I'm
working.
never getting rid of that strain, so you don't have to worry about that. Never.
Yeah.
But yeah, I normally grow like cookie dominant strains, and
So you
cookies
gotta wait.
sometimes. Yeah, peanut butter cookie, Brisker OG, some of those. Brisker finishes, you could be done with Brisker in 63. So that's 31 and a half days you harvest.
And it's actually good to have that extra day of space, just 35 days.
I just
Even if
wanted a set time, 35 days. I can take things 70 if I need to. So that's just in my mind, 35 days. Now,
yeah,
is it every 35 days? No, because if I loaded up a room with Brisker, I could be done in 31 days. I could be done
Yeah.
in 28 days. It depends on when it finishes. If I did locomotion, I could be done every 56 days on the money, guaranteed every round, get them out. Massive harvest.
Yeah. Yeah, because see, these ain't gonna have different strains in them.
These gonna be monocrops.
Monocrops.
Oh, then yeah, I'm just saying 35 days, just factoring in 70 days depending on the strain. So
Different strain.
you might be done every 28. So every 28 days, boom. So every month is a harvest coming.
Yeah, like this apple fritter. This apple fritter I thought was 63 days. It's a 56. It's 56.
It's
I'm
56.
looking right now. They half and half. They half cloudy and half clear. And I got 10 days left. So I start
See?
flushing on Wednesday. So I'll just be flushing from there until they're done.
Now, once again, they're gonna just think that we just super copycat over here, but he said this a long time ago. Back on the Big Damn page, 56 days. That's he's done. 56 days. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah,
Every 56 days, they're out of there.
8 weeks, man.
He don't give a shit. And if a strain runs longer, he just doesn't put it in the production room.
What the Christian says, don't they get more weight the longer they go? That's
Not
true,
always.
but not always.
Sometimes they're just done.
That's like when they get more and more weight, that means they're not done. They're still growing.
Ice
So those,
cream cake is
those
done right now.
Yeah, I heard ice cream cake can finish in like 54 days, 55
Bruh,
days.
ice cream cake done right now. It's just cannibalizing at this point. Like I want to get it out of there because the leaves are just crumbling and drying and you could just pick them right off. It's done. But then I got the East Coast sour that's still going.
How many days has it been?
Today would be Monday's coming up. That'll be day 56. This is day 54.
See?
No,
Finished.
day 55. Day 55. But when I looked yesterday, that thing's done. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All three phenols are done.
You checked the trichomes?
I'd never checked a trichome before.
You need to. It's something good to look at.
I
Because then
know. I never
even at
did
the
it.
minimum, you could just see the cloudiness and you'd be like, when you see the cloudiness, that's at its peak levels. So you're done. Once people start waiting to amber, they just want to get more of a couch lock. But that's a strain thing. Get more of a couch lock from a strain. Don't do that to your plants because you're taking away all those good terpenes and shit away from it. That's like they dying when it's starting to turn brown. So you don't really need that.
You want them right where they cloudy.
All cloudy, man. All cloudy. If they all cloudy and it's just like one or two specks of amber, perfect.
Get it out of there.
Finish, man.
Yeah, so you helping me out because I know some strain like the ice cream cake. It is done. And I'm just like, I got to keep flushing because the rest of the plants are still just a little bit too green, but it's done. Karma Sour Diesel, that's done. That done. The only one, nothing has white hairs anymore. Nothing has any pistils anymore. Everything is swollen. Everything's dense as shit. I'm just waiting on them to yellow off a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just want a couple of the strains just to give me a little bit more yellow in them so I can get a nice smoother smoke and they done.
Hell yeah.
So I may take them to like day 60. I might take them to like next
56,
Friday.
60, even 60 is great.
Because that's every 30 days.
Every 30
So
days.
so that's literally right at the end of the month. Boom, you done every single time.
Chop it down, wipe it down, reset.
Load it right back in.
I can't wait till this shit is done. But you know what's fucked up about it? I'm not going to be able to do these runs till fucking July.
Oh.
I got to use this space for the greenhouse veg.
Oh shit. Yep. Have that. But that's important right there.
That's very important. But I just want it done so I could see it. And then it's just, man.
I remember Titan had asked me a while ago. He was like, yo, I've never seen somebody flip a room as fast as you. Like we see a video of the plants when they're getting chopped down. And then the very next day, the whole room's loaded again. You're trellising and getting ready to start the next round. How the hell are you doing that? I'm like, it's every 35-day cycle. So when the room's done, chop them, move them out that room, clean, reset, boom. I give them like a week to adjust sometimes. Sometimes I don't if they just take it right away. Because sometimes they'll go into that LED room and they don't like it right away.
Yeah.
Because they came from
Where they coming from? T5?
T5s, yeah. Well, T8, but T5.
Yes, my veg room's gonna have them blues in there.
I got to, because when they're coming from the T5s to the LEDs, they shock a little bit because it's way more light.
Hell yeah.
Way more light.
Quadruple shit.
Yeah, so I gotta get an LED in there.
You
So
don't
they're
got
already
dimmers on the
tested.
LEDs, huh? Not on all of them, huh?
Uh, all the HLGs I do.
Okay.
Yep. On the
Yeah.
HLGs I do. On the Raymatics I don't. The Raymatics doesn't have one. It came with one, but I don't be feeling like doing all of that. I'm not technologically one of those people that want to be in there
Got time for that shit.
connected, connecting wires and trying to hook this up with that. I didn't even bother to do it.
Sometime I got time for it, sometime I don't. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And like I'd rather just plug and play, really, man. That's the best
me
way to
too.
go. And all LEDs now, you gotta have a timer on it. If you don't, you trash.
You said a timer on it?
No, not a timer on my bad. I
Dimmer?
mean
Oh, the dimmer.
dimmer.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
gotta
The
have a dimmer on it.
dimmer is trash. I had Daisy Forrest on here yesterday. He said that the 650 Diablos are so bright. He got them at 50%.
Yeah. Who was you talking to yesterday?
Daisy Farm, Daisy Farms. Is that the name? Daisy Farmer?
Forrest?
Daisy Forest. I'm sorry, Daisy Forest.
Yeah, I wish I would have been on there, man. I wanted to ask him hella questions. He had a nice setup though. I really liked the setup, man.
Yeah. And
Like,
he had hit me up because he uses controllers. So he's seen our video about controllers, and he wanted to say how he uses his. And I'll be 100 with you. The same way he uses his controllers is the same way I control my room without the controller.
yeah. Yeah, I was listening. I was like, it's the same shit.
It's the same thing. It controls my lights. It controls the watering system. Timers do that. Like,
Timers do that.
yeah, timers do it just fine too. Like they do it just fine. It's not like I got
Yep.
an issue with timers. I don't have no timers going out fucking up the watering system. I never had that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the controllers might be good in a big setup, I guess.
It look good.
Yeah,
It look good on the wall, man.
his channel name is
Everything look
Daisy
good on the
Forest.
wall. Shit. That should look good on the wall.
Yeah, hell, you go there, you see the blue, and everything's getting controlled from right there, and yeah, it's super nice. But it does the exact same thing everything else I got does. I got a
Yeah.
CO2 controller. I got a watering controller. Temperatures and humidity are in check. I don't need nothing for the AC. The AC controls so much shit. Um, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Humidity, but I got a humidifier that has to run nonstop. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It just got to run.
The humidifier?
Yeah, my humidifier just runs.
Yeah.
And I got the warm mist for the winter time because it also adds a little more heat into my room, which I need.
Yep. Gotta think about that shit.
Yeah, so that works perfect. Now warm mist humidifier, and then in the summertime, cool mist humidifier. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
I don't
cool.
have.
I was just thinking about that. This what do you say? I noticed that my last two harvests let it go longer by accident and got bigger buds. Some strains will go 77, 80 days.
Peanut butter cookie does not do anything until like week 6 to 10.
Yeah,
Like
so
it starts bulking up, but after like week 6, 7, 8, 9, it starts getting crazy. But you could still take that one down at 63 days. That one could be done. You could
yeah,
take it 70 and it will get a little bigger, but is it worth it when you could just turn and burn at that point right there? No, get it out.
and that's what I mean about going back to the tried and true, the things that you could like say if I go get clones from this company, when they say 8 weeks, it's gonna be 8 weeks. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
it.
be 8 weeks, but it can go to 70. Like, no, that's not 8 weeks. That's 10 weeks then. You
Yes.
see what I'm saying? 8 weeks, you're done. That's what I'm talking about. So it's like most strains out here are 63 days. I'll keep it real with you. They about 63 days.
Yep.
So that's fine. I could deal with that. We'll do
Unless
30.
you're talking like heavy sativas or something like that, they'll run a little longer. But most strains, 8 weeks, 9 weeks if you really want to push it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 9 if you really want to push it. Anything that runs longer than that, I don't want it. Like GMO. There's no way you ever gonna see me load a room up with GMO.
Yeah,
Ever. But
GMO is
it's
just
fire. Yo,
and
it's so fire. Like so fire. I got some from Loki. That shit, oh my God. But I think you can get a chem dog that'll smell just as good. It might not yield like it, but GMO ugly too. That's another thing about it.
it's an ugly plant.
It is
Like
ugly.
talking about the bud structure and shit.
Yes, it is ugly.
There's some fire though.
Yeah, that's why I like the zombie breath from Square One because it was peanut butter cookie crossed with the GMO. It looked straight like peanut butter cookies, but it had the straight GMO smell to it.
Yeah, I never
Finish
tried
it.
GMO. I
Finish
might be.
it.
I'm slipping on that.
You might want to try that, bro. It is amazing. And
KS said his eye is good enough to check the plants out. I used to think that too, but when they look like they done, give it another week.
that's they always said. That's the good
Yeah.
rule of thumb.
If I go
If
in
you
my
think,
if I go in my room right now, that should look done, but it's not done.
nope,
It's not.
give it another week to get solid.
Yeah.
Frosty, actually, you taught me that because you was like, "Yo, bro, you don't think you harvesting too early? Like the plant should want to like topple over by the time that they're ready to harvest. Yours are
Yeah.
still standing straight up." And I took that into consideration, and now I wait for them to start getting so heavy that they start like wanting to flop over, and then I know they're done.
And all it takes is that extra week.
And that's all it took. Literally, all it took.
Right
One
when you
more week
think it's
after.
done, when you be like, "Oh, these is fire. They about to be done," and then just give it another week, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, they start leaning." Then you might be like, "Hey, I'm gonna give it a couple more days. Shit, let them
Yeah,
lean harder. That's more weight." Like I said, it is more weight, but you got to know your strengths. You just got to know your strengths, man.
yeah.
Like for people like you do great because you always find a new fire and shit, and you run in different stuff that you like to, that you got to do. But for me, it's best to just monocrop rooms at a time. You know what I mean? Different
That's
rooms.
what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get into that zone right now where I could just, or since there's 4 trays, I can do 2 trays of something, 2 trays of something else. That's at worst. But
you know what
I don't.
might work cool for you in that situation? Um, 1 inch PVC, and then just make your grid out of that for trellis, and it'll fit right there in your tray, like in your tray.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Yep.
Right there in your tray corners and shit. It'll fit right in there. You could just PVC it
Yep.
and
I'm
stick
gonna.
it up
I
in your
used
little.
to have it. I used to have it like that, but I didn't build it right, so it used to get in my way and annoy the hell out of me. But
Yeah,
now,
it's
now I'm a
outside.
little more experienced.
Yeah, my shit is outside, broken up. Shit was in my way.
Yeah, it was. So you would do the same thing.
Yeah, man.
You
We
seen
all go.
that? There was a company that got the rolling trays now for much cheaper, like the ones his and her grow got, where you could just slide it right out the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was it Botanicure? Yeah, it's Botanicure. Botanicure got one that you can just like set up right in your room, real reasonable price too. Undercover grower, he just got some in his room, and his room's not big at all, and he got some.
You got to tag me in some of these people you talking about because I'm not following them yet.
Yeah, I got to get you because he
Yeah,
just bought the Botanicure tray, and it wasn't that much. I'm not saying it was cheap, but for what it does, it
yeah,
was cheap.
and it just rolls out the way. I like those though. They bolt to the ground though. Huh?
Yeah, so you could just fill a room up and you could have it wall to wall. And then as soon as you want to get down the middle or the one side or the other side, you just slide it right out the way. And you could do it with one hand. Like that's how easy it is.
Nah, that's dope.
No matter how long they are, you could literally just take it with one hand and just roll it right out the way.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's dope. You got to tag me in that soon, man, because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with these rooms. I was just gonna do 4x2, 4x8s, put them in there on wheels, and uh and just run it like that to move
That's
shit
the
out the
same
way.
thing. That's the same thing.
Same thing, and I already got that. You know what I mean? I got them
Yep.
already. They just sitting in the box waiting. So
Nope, don't even waste no money. That's the same thing. And if you attach the structure that you're gonna put the net on, if you're gonna net, if you
yeah, I got
attach it
all that
right
shit.
to
It's all in
yeah,
there.
if it's
Everything.
attached right to it, then yeah.
Yeah,
So as soon as you slide it, it's not like you got to worry about the net being attached to like a wall or anything.
that's why I
You,
bought it.
yeah, you good to go.
Should just slide out the way. So I might
Once
just do the rooms like that. But I don't know if I don't know if I can pull the weight on them trays, man. It seems like my weight be coming from the flow.
I got
But
my biggest yields from the floor,
that flow, man, you know what I mean? And
5 gallon pots
that
on the
tray
floor.
take away about like 18 inches of height.
Yep. This is my first round with my trays elevated, and I noticed I got to flip faster. So I got to find a way to get more tops on the plant and keep them smaller at the exact same time. And it's posing a little bit of a problem, but now I know what to do.
Why you elevate them?
I just put pots underneath them.
Oh, I mean, no, why did you elevate it?
Oh, because I want them to drain.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, I need them to drain so that because sometimes there's still some sitting water left and they'll go to one of the corners and that plant will wind up dying from just getting overwatered.
Just having that water sitting in there.
Yep. So I had to elevate them. So I lost a few inches, but it works better because now I don't have to worry about wasting time on all of those legs that wind up getting stripped and it's just legs at the end of it. Now I got to hang these big ass plants up and it ain't nothing on half the plant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid that. Like to me, that's all wasted time. When I look at those legs, that's all just wasted time to me.
I feel you, but them legs, they gotta get the legs though, man, because you know how the plant structure. That's how it is.
Oh yeah,
They gotta grow.
yep. Or use more of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
And
say you
still,
don't even top? You don't top at all? You just do the GML method?
yeah. Unless I need clones and plants are getting too big, I don't top.
Okay. So you just start from the first top one and then just do that and then they all start catching up again?
Yep. It
That's
probably
dope.
takes two or three of those before it just makes like the perfect like wine glass shape, and then from there they just never stop.
How long you think?
Probably 2 weeks.
You said that takes about 2 weeks?
Yeah,
From like a clone all the
yeah,
way?
yeah. That happens in the cups before I ever even put them in a pot. By the time they go into the pot, they have like 6 or 7 tops.
You
Then they
gotta do
get in.
some informational videos, man. You gotta put
I
us on with
do.
that.
Yes.
You
So I'm
do.
gonna start doing that
I'm
this year.
interested in that.
This year I knew I was gonna make much more content because there's stuff I want to show people the way I do it. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe you can help me. Maybe you could be like, whoa, why don't you just do it like this? And it's like, God damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, no, for real, man. I'm trying to I want to do that. I always just used to topping. When they small, and they got some roots on them, just top them. I'm always used to that, but maybe that way works.
How long do you veg?
It depends, man. It depends when the room is ready or when the plant is ready.
Yeah, what size you want them by the time you flip so you'll know what size they're gonna be when they finish.
Yeah, man. Then you want the tops on there, so you
I
want
veg
enough,
35 days.
huh?
I veg 35 days.
That's about right. That's what I'm saying. I know this is going to show me exactly what I'm made of.
Yeah, so my plants are vegging while the room that it's gonna replace is flowering. And then by the time those go in, I already got 35, I already got enough in the dome that come out. They veg for 35 days to fill up the next room. Then the next ones come out the dome, they veg for 35 days to fill up the next room, and it just never stops.
But what day do you take cuts? You take cuts before, like how long do you give your cuts to get roots and start vegging?
2 weeks.
So you doing it at like day 21?
Nope, I take the cuts right away because then I just leave them in solo cups on the racks until the first set leaves out. And then once they leave out, the other ones go down to the floor. And then the ones out the dorm go into solo cups. And then once the other ones go in the next 35 days, they go down to the floor. So it's a cycle. Cause
I'm gonna,
I got racks for my clones.
I'm gonna need a fucking chart or some shit how to do this shit.
Yeah, so they come out of the
Just know I
dome
always need to be vegging. I know that much.
always, and you always need a shitload of clones because they ain't all gonna look good. They ain't all gonna be good. You want to take the creme de la creme that's gonna fill the room up.
I ain't gonna lie, but I do not get ugly clones.
Me neither.
I have yet to see that. Like when I buy clones, I got complaints. When I do my clones, I could keep every last clone.
Me too. That's a problem sometimes because I cut a bunch, assuming okay, all of these ain't gonna root,
And
and
that's
then
what
by
I
the end of it, all of them root. Like,
did. And I got 10 extra clones, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to kill nothing.
the worst part is I fill the whole dome, so it's 74 clones that fit in the dome. It only takes it takes 36 clones. It takes 48 clones per room.
48 a room.
But I'm cutting 79, assuming that some of them gonna die or some of them gonna be not healthy. Then I wind up with 79 clones out of every dome. But then
Hell,
you wind up with a homie who just lost his grow or somebody done broke into his shit, and I'm like, hey,
that always happens. Somebody hit me up like, you got any clones? I'm like, yep, I got a couple.
yep, yep, I can at least get you started. I can help you out.
And I'm so cool, I don't even be charging motherfuckers.
I
I
don't either. I
take
don't either. Just here, bro. Just do a good grow, and I hope you come up off of this.
it. Yep.
And that always worked out because everyone who I did that for the most part, they still cool to this very day, and anything I need, they got me.
Yep. That's why it's all good, man.
Yep. Shit, you've definitely hooked me up a couple times.
It's all
I wouldn't
good.
even have my Polly Shore if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I don't know how you fucked that up. You said it got too hot, huh?
Yep, heat stroke.
Heat stroke. Man.
My garden's on the 3rd floor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so summertime is it's over. Yeah, but now I'm good. Now I got an AC in there, and I don't have to worry about that. I built out a
Hell
room, got
yeah.
an AC because I had a big ass tent before. So I got rid of the tent and was like, why have this big ass tent when I can just make a room the same size as this tent and get an AC in it and get it up to par. I've been slacking on that shit for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
So finally, I just sucked it up and did it.
Have you what kind of AC you got?
Ideal airs and everything.
Is it mini splits?
Yep, except in the bedroom.
What size did you run?
I gotta look at the box.
Like a 1 ton, 2 ton,
How much is a ton?
12,000 BTUs,
2 ton,
24,000 BTUs.
24,000. Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You know what it was? I bought my mini splits when I was running double-ended lights
Yeah, because that's overkill right there.
because now that I got the LEDs in, half the year, my ACs run for 3 months out of the year. June, July, August.
Damn, that's
And
crazy.
then I don't need them at all from September all the way till June.
You got a heat on there also?
I gotta have a heater in there after September.
No, I mean, do you got heat on the mini splits?
One of them do, one of them don't.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Yep,
cool.
one of them do, one of them don't. But it's not even worth running the heat out of them. I just shut them off.
Just turn them off and you'll be all right.
Yep. They still dehumidify though. Like even when they're not on, I still have to. I can still see water coming out of it, so I can tell it's still dehumidifying even though the AC's not on.
What's the difference between efficacy and efficiency?
I think it's the same thing, isn't it?
I'm asking KS said that's perfect is better efficacy. Efficacy is something I'm just now hearing that word when LEDs came out, and I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure it out.
it might be just a better way to say efficiency.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's actually look up the definition real quick. Efficacy is the ability to produce a desired or intended result. Efficiency is the state or quality of being efficient, an action designed to achieve efficiency. It's the same thing.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much a different way to say the same thing. Aiden, Dehu, or Quest? Probably Quest.
I got an Andon. I haven't even hooked it up yet, and I got a Quest. I've been running for like 6 years.
Quest is pretty tried and true, isn't it?
Quest is definitely tried and true. I haven't had no issues out of mine. None.
Yeah, I don't have a Dehu. I never did. My AC is my Dehu.
Hell yeah.
It does enough.
Good, guys. It's been fun.
Yes. Thank you everybody for joining.
Chair.
You said what?
I got to get my back out this chair. Shit's
yeah. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. As you already know, every Sunday, 6 p.m. Western, 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be here. There's gonna be guests. We're gonna have a lot of good things, giveaways. So you guys make sure that not only are you in here, that you spread the word and get some other people in here so they can be part of the poll, so they can get different conversations talked about. They can ask their questions. Make sure that you go over and follow and like and subscribe to Frosty McNasty. It's Frosty McNasty on Instagram and on YouTube. So y'all make sure that y'all get over there and do that. Any last words, Frosty?
It's a new year, but that doesn't mean that 2020 gave a damn about how it acted because of a year. So shit is still fucked up. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? It's a lot of messed up stuff going on still. So just stay focused and stay vigilant and get your eyes on a goal and stick to your goals, man, and try to do the best you can.
Improve, improve, improve. So you already know the routine. Like, subscribe, comment, share. You already